is closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bardant, and I'm here back from a rather disastrous trip in Las Vegas. We're going to kick the week off here with a little 300 to 500 no-limit hold'em with 5 blinds. We get a couple of things going on in the next couple of days. It's your chance to subscribe and get entered into the guest commentator promotion that we are going to pick on Wednesday. Liz Liu is also coming in on Wednesday, and we are moving over to a subscriber-only service on Wednesday. With that said, let's head over the table and let's get into the action. Let's start off by introducing the table. In seat number 1, we've got Matt. There he is. Seat number 2, we have Alan. In seat number 3, we have Tyler. Seat 4, we've got Dwen. She's new to the game. Seat number 5 is Herb. And he is also new. Seat number 6 is Erwin. Seat number 7, the lovable Owen. We've seen him on Monday night shows many times. Another regular over there in seat 8 is Eric. And rounding off the table there in seat 9 is Jennifer Bankston. And there it is. So we're playing 5-5 no limit hold'em. It's a $300 minimum buy-in, $500 maximum buy-in game. The button's over there in Matt's hand in seat 1. He's a pretty solid player over there. Yellow chips are $5 chips. And it looks like it's going to get folded around here, and they are going to chop it up. So again, a lot of interesting things happened to me in Vegas. I had a really rough cash game go of it on a couple of sessions that I played. I also bought in for the $5,000 Omaha tournament that was on Thursday twice. And no, I have gotten nothing from Harris Entertainment. If anyone doesn't know the story, on Tuesday I bought in for the Thursday Omaha $5,000 event. Actually, this was on Monday night. They actually printed me a ticket for Tuesday's $5,000 no-limit event. I didn't realize it until Tuesday night after the tournament started, and I was out of luck.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what?
Now, Matt has raised it up here. He's got pocket 6s, and it looks like Alan here in seat 2 has made a smooth call with King Jack of Diamonds, and pocket 3's over there for Jennifer, and Jennifer's hit a set here. 10-3, 8 on the flop, and she's going to bet 45 right into this board, and she's going to take it down there with bottom set. Not slow playing around. Either player made anything. She bets and she takes it down. So I actually spoke with the director of poker operations for Harris Entertainment, Jack Epple. He's a very nice guy. He was not blowing smoke up my ass. He just thought I was a victim of circumstance. And I posted up a couple on the boards on 2+2 about how much am I at fault for what happened. Does Harris hold any responsibility? Am I 100% at fault? It was just a really, really bad situation that happened. I will be going back on Saturday to play in the 3,000 Omaha event, but I'll be here all week. I'm going to fly out Saturday morning. So with that being said, of course, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. You can also follow a live thread started on the internet by going to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums, televised poker, official Live at the Bike thread. This pot is going to be limped around. It looks like we got four-way action, so it's a $20 pot. Jack 10 deuce here on the flop. Couple spades in seat number 8 there. That's Eric. He's got top 2. He's got Jack 10. He's going to bet 35. And he's going to take it down there with top 2. Jack 10 of diamonds for Eric. And I don't know if you can see there on the table. But this is actually a new table that we're using. If you can see the sides of the windows there, they're covered up because I believe that we've kind of made an attempt to make this table with the possibility of showing some Omaha later on. As you can see, if you pick up those felted signs there, the window is going to be able to hold 4 cards. So that will be interesting when we try to implement that. Button's going to move over here to seat 4. And that is Dwayne. We have not, again, she's new to the show. Jennifer's going to limp in again here with pocket 3. She hit a set last time. And Tyler's going to raise it up here to 25. He's got Jack 9 of spades here in the cutoff. Now, Irwin has called here with 5-3 offsuit, and that's probably going to bring no, it does not bring Jennifer in. I'm surprised. Looks like she was deep enough to make that call to try to hit her set, and we're heads up here. And the flop comes ace, queen, 8, rainbow. It's missed both players here. You assume Tyler's going to make the continuation bet, and he's most likely going to take it down. Irwin has hit absolutely nothing here. But Irwin, you know, he sometimes likes to make moves, and he is just going to check raise with absolutely nothing here from up front. I mean, Tyler has nothing, and Irwin has check raised with absolutely nothing. And again, sometimes, you know, in this game, you see some people make those types of moves, and it's almost easier to not lay down top pair in this game as opposed to getting involved with a hand like ace-king on that flop when you guys are both $3,000 or $4,000 deep. I mean, Irwin had about 300. I don't know if I necessarily would have gone anywhere with ace-king there. It is a restricted buy-in game. You know, the decisions are somewhat easier to make because you're just not dealing with a lot of money on the table. That's why sometimes we talk about it's almost, you know, it's rarely correct to fold an overpair or top pair, big kicker, when a guy is really not that deep, your opponent. There's just other things that he could be doing it with. Now, again, if you're playing in a deeper stack game, you really have to have a plan for future streets. If you're going to call there with ace-king, or you're going to call another big bet on the turn, or you're really going to build yourself a big pot with one pair, when the guy could easily have had, say, 2-pair ace-queen or a set of 8s or something like that. So Dave Tuckman, I think he's going to play a couple events.
What's missing on this table?
He's going to play a couple events this week. He said his wife had planned on playing in the ladies' event, but did not from yesterday. You know, I'd almost had it with tournaments after this, you know, the debacle that was this week for me. But the play in the $5,000 Omaha High-Low on Thursday, and it was really supposed to be one of the toughest fields, was absolutely atrocious. I mean, it was really bad, and that's part of the reason why I'm going to play on Saturday. Got a raise here by Matt. He's going to bring it in for a raise with ace-queen. Wayne is going to call with Jack 8 of diamonds. Pocket 6 is over there for Irwin. 3-way action here. Now, King 8-5 here. Matt's going to make the continuation bet. Now, Dwayne has hit second pair. Is she really going to get involved? Doesn't look like it. Wow, but Irwin's going to call with second pair, or actually third pair to the board there. With a turns and ace, and now Matt checks. And it goes check, check. And the river's a deuce, and Matt checks again. Didn't want to build a pot up anymore with ace-queen, and he takes it down there. Irwin does not show the sixes. And Matt takes it down there with the ace-queen. So again, like I talked about in the beginning of the show, we got a lot of things happening. Wednesday, what a big night we're going to have on Wednesday. We're going to have our normal whale game. Liz Lou is going to be commentating in here with me for 3 hours. We're also going to be doing the drawing for the guest commentator promotion. The winner of that drawing, random drawing for any archive subscriber, will win a $500 buy-in to this game. They will also guest commentate with me in here in the booth. You will also win a 6-month subscription to the archives. Great deal. Irwin's going to bring this one in from a raise from the cutoff, and he is going to take it down. And again, we've got 2 more nights of kind of free live bike service on Wednesday. We will be moving over to our pay service. Now, if you're already an archive subscriber, you do nothing. You will continue to have access to the show. Those of you that are not archive subscribers, you can click on the left-hand side of the screen, upper left-hand side of the screen. on-demand banner gets you access to all the other shows we're doing, and it will get you access to the entire show. People that are not archive subscribers will, I think, be able to watch the first half an hour to 45 minutes of any given show in the beginning of the night, and then we'll be redirected. And people who are archive subscribers will watch the entire show, will have the ability to watch the entire show. Now it's going to be limped around here to the button. And Eric is going to raise it up here to 50. 8-9 of hearts. Well, it was a straddled pot by Allen from up front, so there's some dead money in there, and he's going to take it down. Nice hand there for Eric. I got to tell you, I was talking to Dave Tuckman. The games that I saw, the cash games at the Rio during the World Series, I made an attempt to play in 3 separate sessions of 5-10 no limit uncapped game. And it was really not a good game. I headed over to the Bellagio and played their 5-10,000 cap game. That was much better. I headed over to Caesars and played their 5-10 uncapped game, and that game was awful. So, I'm getting this feeling that, the cash games in LA might be just a bit better than the cash games in Vegas. I was expecting some real action around the tournament at the Rio, but I was not impressed with the cash games there at all. I see a $20 open raise here by Owen. He's got a couple of 10s. And this pot is straddled, so he just made it a minimum raise. And it looks like that Tyler is called with like 9 deuce offsuit. He has. Well, queen 3-3 here. And Tyler is just going to lead right out here. He bets 40. Well, Owen is, he's a fairly predictable player. Tyler might have felt that, he could have just bet out on any flop, and hopefully Owen might have folded here. But Owen's going to call. And Tyler is drawing really slim as the board is paired now. Well, the turn's an overcard. It's a king. And it goes check, check. Tyler is drawing dead. And the river is an 8. And now Tyler's going to come out and bet here on the 8. He checked the turn. Owen checked right behind him, and now he's going to bet on the 8. So, maybe he thinks Owen's got a hand like 10s, jacks, or maybe a queen. And what a nice play there by Tyler. He's going to take it down. Tyler, usually a pretty tight player. He's not going to necessarily call out of the blind with any 2 cards, but against a predictable player like Owen, might have felt that he could have used his up-front position as an advantage against Owen by being first to act. If you really want to be in the aggressor of a hand, sometimes being first to act is more of an advantage than being in position if you're that type of player.
Is he playing like a 2,000 no limit, one of those?
Button moves over here to seat 1. That's Matt. Lamp, we need to see Dwayne's cards in seat 4. Dwayne. Excuse me if I'm butchering that. This one is going to get limped around. Looks like we're going to see it 6 ways. It's a $30 pot. 8-6-3 rainbow here. Tyler's got an ace-8 here. He's going to lead out. He's going to bet 20. A little under the size of the pot. And Irwin here is going to make the call with queen 9. Wow. And now seat 7, whose flop bottom set, is going to raise it up. Owen is going to raise it. He's got bottom set here. And if you're Tyler, I don't know if I would necessarily continue with the hand. I mean, Owen, would he really raise here with something like king 8 or queen 8? I don't know what Irwin is calling with. Queen 9. He's got nothing there. I mean, remember, Owen has made a mini raise. I love the raise here. I got to tell you, though, if I'm Tyler, I don't know if I continue on. Well, he's going to make the call. Owen usually does not show this type of strength unless he's got a really big hand. Tyler makes the call. Well, the turn's a king, and now Tyler picks up the nut club draw. He checks, but he is not going to get a free card. Owen's going to bet 100. He bets 100 with his bottom set. Tyler now can hit a club to win. An 8 would be no good. It's a $100 bet here by Owen. And it looks like Owen's got about 175 left, so you got to start thinking pot odds. He makes the call. This pot is quickly about $450, but an 8 is no good here for Tyler, nor is an ace. And the river's a 10. Tyler has missed everything. Wow, and Owen just checked the set of 3s down. Well, I suppose if he thought maybe Tyler had something like 7-9, he got there. You know, if you're in a deeper game, maybe Tyler can make a bet there on the river, although I don't make a living in no-limit hold'em trying to bluff my opponents off of sets. That, you know, and especially opponents that tend to call with a lot of hands. You know, it was a $100 bet there by Owen on the turn. The pot was about, I want to say it was about $250 pot, 100 for Tyler to call. So he's getting 2.5 to 1 in pure odds, plus say another 200 from Owen that he has left in his stack. So he's making about a $100 call to win 450. Now, if he figures his 8 or his ace are good, he can definitely make the call with implied odds with one card to come. The only problem is you have to put Owen on a range of hands, and in that case, the only card that was good for Tyler was the club there at the end. Limped around here 3 ways. Queen, deuce, jack here on the flop. It's like Tyler's flopped middle pair here out of the blind. It's checked around here. Wow, and Owen did not lead out here. He did not bet with the open-ended straight draw, king 10. Now he's going to continue to take a card. Here we go to the river. When the river is a king, and Owen has now backed in 2 top pair, and now he's going to bet.
40.
He bets 40 here.
No, they're either hers or mine.
I figured they were Alan's. I didn't think you.
Well, they've been sitting
And he's going to take it down. He shows the open-ended straight draw. But he did not bet the flop, and that's, again, when you're talking about Owen, we talk about when he raises that flop, when I lead out, if I'm Tyler with, I believe it was ace-8, which is top pair, there's just no way I think my hand is good now. I think Owen's got a minimum of 2 pair. Now, Tyler might make the case, well, if I hit trips or if I hit my higher 2 pair, well, then, you know, maybe I can win some money off of him. The only problem is that those cards are only pure if Owen flop bottom 2 pair. If he's got 2 pair in there with an 8, you're really drawn slim to the ace. An 8 might give you huge reversed implied odds. Now, Matt is going to raise it up here with pocket jacks. Straddled pot by Owen.
This is worth $10.
And Irwin is going to call. It was a $60 raise. Irwin calls a 10-7 off. Well, the flop comes up 10-9-3, and how involved is Irwin going to get? He's got top pair. Matt's got the overpair. And here's a case where if Matt bets and Irwin check raises all in, again, in this game, I think it's not a bad call with jacks. And I think Matt is going to call, because I think Irwin would do this with the 10, and this is exactly what happened. And Matt calls. This is going to be over a $500 pot. And look at this. Matt now spikes a set of jacks on the turn, and the river is a deuce. Irwin needed an 8 and an 8 only for a straight. And Matt's going to take it down there with 3 jacks. Nice hand there for Matt. Again, if you're talking about playing in a bigger game where you're thousands deep and you get check raised on a flop like that, do you really want to continue? Because a lot of people might smooth call with a higher overpair. But in this game against Irwin, I think it's the right call.
500. Enrique!
Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. As always, appreciated.
I was going to say, you can't win. Oh, you can't win.
Button's going to move over here to seat 4. Again, we're playing 5-5 no limit hold'em here. Yellow chips are $5 chips, 300 min, 500 max buy-in. Bring your stack up to 500 at any time. 4-way action here, limped around. King, queen, 9 on the flop. Couple clubs. It's like Dwen there, limped in on the button with king 10. She has the best hand. Now, Alan's got a dry flush draw. Let's see if he bets, though. He does not bet. Actually, excuse me, he does not have a flush draw. A couple spades out there. So he's going to check and fold. Dwayne is going to bet. And she is going to take it down here. Button's going to move over here to seat 5.
That's not good. I'm not drunk yet.
So we wish Dave Tuckman well in his Las Vegas adventures. The only saving grace is, even though I didn't cash in the $5,000 event on Thursday, is the fact that at least I got the chance to play in it. Because if I hadn't figured out that my ticket was printed out wrong until I walked in on Thursday, there was no way I would have been able to play. I would have been too mentally frazzled I would have been trying to get my money back. There's just no way I could have played. But then again, there's another $5,000 down the tubes. And a little raise here by Tyler with pocket sixes. And Irwin called him with deuces out of position here. Tyler's going to make the continuation bet. One overcard, king 3-3 on the flop. He's going to bet 20. And is Irwin really going to continue on here? Well, he makes the call. Here we go to the turn. Turns a 4. Tyler is still good here.
Yeah.
Goes check, check. It was a third spade. And the river now is a deuce. And now Irwin has a full house. And he is going to bet 100. There's just not a whole lot that Tyler can beat on that river. He can't beat a 3. He can't beat a king. He can't beat a flush draw. He can't beat 5-6. There's just really nothing he can beat with that tournament, that river. And the button moves over here to Irwin. Button moves over here to seat 6. Again, when we're talking about that pay service that Live the Bike is changing to on Wednesday, if you're an archive subscriber, nothing changes. It's only those of you that have not signed up for the archives that will get to see about 45 minutes of each show per night, and then will be redirected to another page after about 45 minutes of the show.
Yeah, that's different.
Herb is going to raise it up here. He's going to open raise to 30 with pocket deuces in the cutoff, and Irwin's going to call with queen jack on the button. Well, Herb's still got the best hand here. 9-4-5 with a couple of hearts. He bets out. And Irwin is just going to make a raise. He has no draw. He's going to make it 100 total. It's a $30 bet on the flop. Irwin raises it up to 100 at 70 more. Not exactly sure how Herb can continue on here. But Irwin, he just likes to make moves, doesn't he?
Okay, if I get a jack, I got a chance. And then you're like, no, I got
Plays a lot of tournaments, and Herb is out of there. Herb, our new player in seat 5, he is out of there. The button is going to move over here to seat number 7. And we're going to get a new dealer into the box here.
press and steam, then
Steve, maybe, yeah.
Where's my foot feet?
Short Steve got me in the last
Oh,
second.
man.
And Sheila's coming into the box. Jennifer's going to have the big blind here in seat number 9. Button's going to move over here to seat 7.
I know, there's no place for my feet. The other table's on it.
Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing another 3 to 5, 5-5 blinded game. And then on Wednesday, our 20-40 no limit game with Liz Liu commentating.
Table for the next one?
And, you know, obviously she is a limit hold'em specialist, but I have gotten word. I've never seen her play no limit cash games, but she definitely has in the past. So it will be very interesting to have her here in the booth. Well, ace 5-6 here with a couple of diamonds. Seat number 4's got ace 5. And she's hit top and bottom pair, and she's going to bet out. She bets 20. Irwin is going to call here with 4-5. Eric overcalls here with the nut diamond draw. And we've got three-way action, $80 pot. The turn here is an 8. Ace 5 is still good. And now Eric is just going to lead out here. Possibly represent some sort of straight. And Dwayne is going to raise here with ace 5. So Eric leads out, tries to make a little bit of a stop bet. And he gets raised by seat 4 with aces up, aces and 5s here. It would be lovely if Eric had 7-9 of diamonds here and played the hand this way. Probably would get all of seat 4's money. And Eric is going to make the call. It looked like it was only 75 more, and this pot is quickly $300. Eric needs a diamond and a diamond only. It does not come. He has totally missed. He checks. And she is going to make a little $100 value bet there with ace 5. But she is not going to get called. So maybe she snuffed out that attempted stop bet there by Eric on the turn. Leading in, trying to name his price for his diamond draw.
Oh, you rule.
Button moves over here to seat 8. Big blinds in Matt's hand in seat number 1. Limped around there. Going to see 4-way action. It's a $20 pot. King, Queen, 10 here with a couple of hearts. And we got a lot of low cards out here. It's missed everyone. Jennifer's got it open-ended here with the jack. Third heart here on the turn. Looks like Matt's got the best hand in pocket 5s. Gets checked around once again. And the river is a 4th heart. Now, Herb is backed into a pair here. Nobody has any hearts. Herb is going to win it with 6-8 here in seat 5. Matt is going to do it. Jennifer was open-ended there, but obviously her hand got worse and worse as more and more hearts came out.
What? I know, I wish I could have.
Button moves over here to seat 9 and Jennifer. Of course, we are continuing to do our mini-series of poker. Those events start at 7:15 during the week, 4:15 on the weekend. Today's event was a $200 pot limit hold'em. Tomorrow's no limit. Wednesday is no limit. And Thursday. So all you no limit players, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 100 no limit, 250 no limit, and 200 no limit, all at 7:15. We get a raise here by Irwin. He's going to make it 60 after a couple of straddled limpers with King 8 of clubs. And seat 3 here is going to call. Looks like he's got Ace 10 offsuit. King, Queen 3 here, and Irwin's hit top pair. You wonder, Tyler, just playing the player. I mean, Ace 10, not a hand that you really want to be calling raises without a position. But if a guy is going to raise with garbage, you know, you wonder, you know, do you make that call? And it's kind of a little bit of a Mike syndrome. You know, against Corporation Mike, sometimes you find yourself making calls to raises with hands you wouldn't even have limped in with. And it looks like Tyler is going to make a move with a gut shot here, but I'm going to tell you, Irwin's not going anywhere. He's got top pair. And look at this. Tyler check raises to 250. Irwin instantly moves all in with King 8. With King 8, and did Tyler call? Tyler made the call. And the river here is a 5 because Tyler looked like he only had about, what, maybe 100 left? Yeah, 150 left. So I believe that Tyler probably felt that he was pot committed. He only had 150 left. The pot at that point was about, boy, I want to say the pot's going to be about 700, 150 for him to call. He's going to be getting about 4 or 5 to 1 there. And if he figures his ace is good with his gut shot, he made the call. And if he actually knew what Irwin had, it was the right call with what the pot was laying him. Button's going to move over here to seat 1. But again, sometimes, you know, I find myself doing it with Corporation Mike. You're in there with a hand that you're not normally even limping in with. But because he raises so much, you feel that the hand has value. But Ace 10 out of position, you just don't know where you're at. And Irwin stacks. Seat number 3 there, Tyler.
I forgot what you said the first hand?
6 players.
Oh, we did it because of him.
Limped around here.
You forgot?
Multi-way action. Ace 4-3 with a couple of diamonds. Matt's got an Ace 8 of clubs here on the button. And he's going to throw a little $15 bet in there. A little bit of half pot size bet. He's got the best hand here. And he's going to take it down, it looks like. He does.
I had better hearts. You lucky hearts didn't come up at better hearts.
Getting word that I think Matt is actually going to start propping here at the green chip level. It's amazing how many people I know kind of come in and out of propping in this casino. And I got to tell you, I think there are still positions available here at the Bicycle Casino. If you're interested, you can contact the bike, ask for the Poker Plaza, and ask for Day. She is kind of the prop coordinator. I know a couple people have that I know from 2+2 are now propping here. So if you ever had an interest in doing it, you can. They're definitely still hiring.
There you go, boys.
We got boys in there.
Straddled pot here by Irwin. So it's going to be 10 to go. He's got a couple of limpers in here.
4 players.
We're going to see four-way action. It's going to be a $40 pot here. Erwin did not raise with pocket 7s out of the straddle, and he's hit bottom set. Queen 9-7. He says check raise. And Allen is going to lead out with king queen. And look at Owen. Owen is open-ended here.
200.
And Erwin check raises. He says check raise, and there it is. Allen bets out with top pair, and Erwin makes a 200 straight from up front. That's going to get Owen out of there. And is Allen going to get involved against Erwin? He's going to move all in, and he's in real bad shape. He needs running clubs or a running full house here. Look at this. The turn's a king. He could fill up here, but he does not come. Erwin is going to win it there with a set of 7s. And that's exactly what Allen said. I mean, Erwin, it's almost like the players are kind of treating Erwin like how we see people play against Corporation Mike. You know, a really loose, aggressive player. King, queen on a flop of queen 9-7 with 2 clubs. Well, you know, Allen might not commit all his chips against another player, but against Erwin, who might make the same play with king 8, he's in there. And then he turns top 2, but it's still not good.
King help you? Almondor's up. King help you? Yeah, King help you. He's up. King did. He's more than doubled up.
Yeah, but
You're golden.
I'm not weak.
Oh, you're not even?
Button moves over here to C3.
60.
Oh, we're even right now.
60.
You're down about what?
And you got a $60 raise here.
Okay, but I kick 816's ass.
Oh, no, just a limb. I could have sworn I heard 60 from out there.
6 player. No.
So 6-way action here, limped around. Eric limped in with the ace-king. The flop comes out 8-6-6 here, and Herb, who's playing 8-6, has flopped a full house.
Yeah, then I lost with
He checked it from up front, gets checked around, the turn is a queen, and he's going to check again. Well, he's going to get some money from Eric. Eric's going to bet with ace-king.
Oh, I had ace queen.
Herb is going to call.
I raised, I made it.
And let's see how Herb is going to play this on the river.
153, I made it.
Obviously, people familiar with the show know I'm not a fan of the way that he's played this. And now he's going to lead out on the river.
200 or so.
He leads out on the river.
60?
He bets 60.
Under that.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I got to think, I would almost put this guy on a monster hand the way this played out.
I got 4,000.
And Herb shows it. And again, the reason why I don't like that play is because, especially if I've got Herb's chip stack, which looks like he's got over 5, looks like maybe he's got 900 in front of him? Well, maybe 500 in front of him. I just want to build a pot up with somebody with the 6 in there, especially as you move into a deeper stack game. I don't want to just check it along. I'll take the risk that someone doesn't have anything, and I'll start building the pot up right away. I mean, he made an extra $40 against Eric, but if he had played it against somebody who had a 6 and left money on the table, it's a lot worse.
I did a lot of knocking people out, like taking the 30.
Ooh, another chance.
Button moves over here to seat 5. $30 raise here by Allen. I would assume Herb did not have pocket 10s because he's folded here. Allen's got king, queen, and Erwin is in there with 10-8 of diamonds. So we're heads up. $60 pot. Well, Allen's hit the king. And Allen's going to bet 50.
Picked my opponent back.
And he takes it down with the king, queen.
Who had a piece of pick on him.
I want my kids back.
Gotta earn them.
First chip count of the night coming out. And there we go. We've got $5,700 pot, $5,700 on the table. Erwin leading the pack there with $1,300. Jennifer is $420. So we got a lot of money here on the 3 to 5 table. Let's take a look at the differences. Well, Matt's up a quick $500. Erwin's up $300. And Tyler in C3 trying to make that move with the ace-10. He's down a quick $500.
2 players.
Allen is going to raise it up here to 30 with ace, queen, and diamonds. He's going to get called by Eric in the blind with pocket 8s. Well, here's the inherent problem with 8s here. The flop comes out with the big scare card, king 6-3 with a couple spades. Allen, of course, is going to make the continuation bet. And I do not believe that Eric is going to continue on. He does not, and Allen takes it down. And Erwin calls out Allen's hand. He says, ace, queen, good. And yes, it was. And there's a look at kind of our new angle there out of the full card camera. Tyler's got a king-queen here. He's going to raise it up to 25. We're playing, a couple people are away from the table right now. Actually, 3 people. This often happens in live play. All of a sudden, now we're playing six-handed. Now, Jennifer is called with the dominated queen, but she's flopped clubs with overcards. 3-5-9. I really would have liked with her image to see her lead out, and it gets check, check. Well, now she's going to lead out.
60.
She bets 60, and Tyler is not going to get involved. I think once Jennifer called Tyler, he was just not going to get involved unless he flopped something. But I gotta tell you, I mean, Jennifer really plays it tight. Sometimes she might play a little bit weak tight. Why not bet that flop? If she's got ace-king, she's going to fold. That's why I actually would have liked to have seen Jennifer actually come out and lead on the flop. A pretty big drawing hand. Maybe she was planning to check raise. I'm not sure. I don't really like to check raise with draws like that. I would really prefer to lead out. I'm going to lead out with, say, something like 8-9. I'm going to lead out with my set. I'm going to lead out with my club draw with overcards. I'm going to lead out with my club draw and a straight draw. You know, it really disguises your hands when you lead out with a lot of holdings. And this one's going to get limped around 4 ways.
Step up from my normal range twice as expensive.
Wow, look at this. 2 flush draws here. 9-deuce-4 with a couple of clubs. Matt is open-ended with a club draw, and Jennifer's got top pair in clubs. Wow, this one could really get interesting. 2 big hands here. See what Jennifer's going to do. She just check calls. The turn's a deuce. And now she's going to lead out.
Actually, I don't mind.
Well,
No.
I believe she either check called the flop and then let out in the turn, or she bet and Matt just called. I couldn't quite tell what happened on the flop there. The button moves over here to seat number 9. Again, you know, the different ways to play that. If Jennifer had actually let out on the flop there, Matt could have raised. I probably would have raised in this spot, but I think it went bet by Matt and a call by Jennifer. And then she let out on the turn, which is kind of an interesting way to play that hand.
Whatever the rating clubs were.
Hey, there's a look at Donna, our floor hostess.
Well,
Jennifer's going to raise it up here. She's going to make it 30 to go. She's got ace-jack offsuit on the button. And she's going to take it down. Word is Jennifer had a final table finish in the mini-series ladies event over the weekend. She has finished, I remember from 2 years ago, she won a Lips Tour event here. Then she made a final table this year in Lips, and now she made another final table. So she's got 3 or 4 final tables in ladies events. Pretty good job there. See if she can start stepping it up and playing in the real events. Did I say that out loud? Oh.
Right, this is a large straddle, but we get that mixed up all the time. People get us mixed up.
Erwin's going to raise it up here. Raise it up here with 10-3 offsuit. Now Owen is going to call with pocket 8s. Tyler is also going to call. And so is seat 5. So we're going to see 4-way actions, about an $80 pot. Queen, 3, queen. Well, Owen's got the best hand here with 8s. Can Erwin make a follow-through bet? He also has 2 pair here with 10-3. He's going to bet 75. And is Owen just going to not get involved here? I really don't mind the lay down there by Owen. You've got 2 people in front of you that could easily be checking a queen to Erwin, who's very aggressive. And Erwin shows the 3 and he takes it down. Button moves over here to seat number 2.
Yeah, you're raising blind.
And we get a live straddle here by Herb in seat 5, so it's going to be $10 to go. $10 to call here. Owen is going to limp in. Wow, with a queen deuce of diamonds from up front here. And it's going to get folded around to the straddle spot, and Herb checks 4-5 off. So it's a $40 pot, heads up, Jack 3-3 here. Check on the flop. Turn is a 9. Owen has a flush draw, but he's not semi-bluffing, and the river here is an ace. And Queen High is going to win it there. I mean, your heads up, you got Queen Deuce of Diamonds in there. You know, I'm probably going to bet that flop in position 100% of the time. My Diamond Draw plus Nova card. But he chooses to check it down, and he wins it with Queen High. Live straddle here by Irwin. Again, I got to tell you, Irwin, you know, he's really playing similar to Mike. I mean, the game's playing a lot bigger. He's got more chips on the table. He's straddling. He's inducing other people to straddle. People are calling him with hands that they would not normally call, you know, raises with, but because, you know, he's been playing so many hands. Well, limp in here by Owen, and Matt is going to raise it up to 60. Pocket queens, a couple of red queens. Wow, Herb is going to call. You wonder if Herb is not necessarily paying attention to the player who's raising him. He is badly dominated here with the Queen 10 of spades. $130 pot to the flop. Jack 7-3. Well, this is probably a pretty easy one for Herb to get away from. Matt's looks like he's gonna make about a $100 continuation bet. About an $80 bet here. And Herb's probably easily gonna get away from this.
Sound like Queen. You gotta keep track.
Well, why didn't ILDAW want to play?
They sounded like.
I think he decided to play the Apollo tournament.
What do you have, Queens?
Button moves over here to seat number 4.
Alex says that.
And Matt has got a whole lot of chips in front of him over there. He started with 400. He's up to close to 1,000 now.
UTV.
Nice little win there for Matt. First half an hour of the show.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Who's that?
You know Brian, the kid from UCLA? You play with him before.
Limp up front here by Jennifer. King Jack off suit.
Yeah, he's got the controlled all.
Tyler's going to limp. Seat 4 limps in.
100 all the time.
5-way actions, $25 pot.
Bought him for bare minimum and cleaned it out.
Queen 4 deuce here. Well, Irwin's got King Queen. And look at this. Dwayne in seat 4's got Queen deuce. It gets checked to her, and she's going to bet with
75.
top and bottom. And look at this. Irwin's going to check raise her. And seat 4 is in great shape. She could really extract some money here if she plays this hand right. What is she going to do? It's a $50 raise more. She is in position. It's a rainbow board. And she's going to come over the top 300 more. And Irwin moves all in with King Queen. And she says, I have to call. She thinks she's beat, but she's in great shape. Boy, did Irwin overplay King Queen here. The turn is a 7. He needs a king or a 4, and the river is an ace. Wow. Queen deuce is going to take it down. And seat number 4, what a big win. That is going to be over a $1,400 pot right there with the overplay by Irwin.
565.
Now, Irwin could have caught a 4 on the river. He could have caught a 7 on the river to counterfeit seat 4's hand. Also could have caught a king for a higher 2 pair. What a nice hand there by Dwan there. And, you know, it's almost like Irwin, you know, he plays a little bit kind of like Mike that we saw maybe a year and a half ago, a little bit reckless, committing way too many chips there with top pair, what is second best kicker. I mean, seat 4 seems to have played it pretty solidly so far tonight, and a huge overplay there with King Queen. And Dwan there takes down about a $1,500 pot. Nice hand.
But in that light, 2 pair looks like a set.
Now I was wondering if Dwan, like, you know, by her re-raising so big on the flop, did it really let Irwin off the hook? We sometimes talk about when people play it too fast. You're in position. You might want to let the guy lead at you on the turn, and you raise him on the turn. But he pushed over the top with King Queen. So she got the money in anyways. Ace 8-4 on the flop with a couple clubs. Turns a 5. We got 3-way action here. And the river here is a queen. Jennifer's backed into a pair of queens. She bets.
Oh, I got a pair.
And Owen is called with pocket 3s here. Wow.
I mean, I had a pair, but
So Owen actually makes the check call there on the river.
That's bigger than a 4.
And again, I couldn't quite tell there if Jennifer bet the river or if Owen bet, Jennifer called. Well, Jennifer bet the river and got a call by pocket 3. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. What? Oops. You got queen 4, don't you? Oh, yeah.
Bud moves over here to seat 6.
Here we go again.
Get a raise here by Allen with King Jack of clubs, and we get a call here by Herb, a call by Irwin. The flop comes ace 7 jack here. Well, Allen's hit second pair and it gets checked around. Herb does not bet with the ace queen. The turn is a 9, and now Allen's going to come out and bet. Herb did not bet with ace queen, and now he's going to call. And look at Irwin has spiked 2 pair now. Allen did not make the continuation bet on the flop. He bet the turn, and now Irwin spikes 2 pair, but Irwin just calls the 60. And this pot is about $300. And the river is a queen. The river here is a queen.
175?
Allen checks, and Herb is going to bet 175 here with aces up. Allen checked the river. Herb caught up. Irwin did not raise the turn. It's a $175 bet. It's about a $500 pot. 175 to call. Irwin makes the call, and Herb is going to take it down there with 2 higher pair, aces and queens. What a peculiar way that hand went down.
I'm going to raise him. He's going to fold top pair.
Well, I mean, Irwin, if you raise the turn there, I don't know how much heat ace-queen can take. Obviously, he can't beat ace-king. What can he really beat on the turn if you raise? He can't beat ace-king. He can't beat ace-jack. He can't beat ace-9. He can't beat 2 pair. He can't beat a straight. The only thing he can beat is ace-10. And would you have checked the flop there in position when it got checked over to you? I think that Irwin is thinking, well, if I raise the turn, I'm not going to get him off of ace-queen. Well, there isn't a whole lot that ace-queen can beat there on the turn.
Especially 748 and live fight time. Yeah, sure.
Well, Herb is in there with an ace-jack. Eric's in there with king-9 and 6-3 for Jennifer. It was limped around. Herb has hit top pair, and he checks it once again. And you wonder if Herb is thinking, well, if I check my top pair a lot, I might win bigger pots. We talk about it. He checked the ace-queen last hand. And now, people are sometimes creatures of habit. Now he checks ace-jack because, checking ace-queen last hand got him, to win more money. It was just a really interesting way to play that hand last hand. Email here from Bernie McIntyre. He says, hey, Bart, if I was in Vegas and heard your name being announced, I would have done something, like call the bike, call poker room, something. Talking about how in the $5,000 no limit event on Tuesday, the one that I was not in, that I had bought in for, supposedly they had called my name over the PA several times, asking anybody if they knew me, how to get in touch with me. There were a lot of guys in that tournament that have my phone number, Kenneth James, some other guys. I know Kenneth James got knocked out early. And the other thing, too, you got to think is if you're playing in a tournament, are you really listening to the announcements all that much? It was just, it was kind of sad that no one was able to get a hold of me. And it was just, a case of kind of a bad luck. Seat 7 is raised here to 20 with ace-jack suited. Tyler and Gwen there called. Tyler's hit top pair, and he's going to lead right out with the queen-jack. And I assume that Owen is not going to get involved here. Tyler makes a nice little pot size, about a $70 bet here into about an $80 pot, or about a $75 pot. And he's going to take it down there with the queen-jack. Out flopped Owen. He was dominated. And again, that was what Mr. Ethel was telling me when I was, talking with Harris, that they made several announcements during the day, with regards to my stack, with regards to where was I. And he said in years past they would have picked the stack up and reimbursed me, but this year they're doing it differently, unfortunately for me. Button moves over here to seat 9 to Jennifer. Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. Now, was this a straddled pot here? 7 ways. Straddler checks it. So it's a $70 pot. 5, 6, 7, limped around 7 ways with a couple clubs. And look at Ronnie get those cards up there. Everybody checks. The turn is a 5. And Alan is now going to lead out with a 6. It looks like Alan has the best hand. He's going to bet 45. Jennifer had a straight draw to the absolute nuts to the 8 there. And the rabbit cam shows an 8. I can see it. Jennifer would have made the nuts. Obviously, she's not going to call there once no money's in the pot there. And Alan bets out on the turn. Couple clubs, paired board. Looks like they're going to chop this one up here. They do. Herb has come back to the game in seat 5. We're done with just about the first hour of the show. And we're getting word that Herb is going to leave. He's going to play the tournament, so he's going to be showing up for the tournament about a half an hour late, huh? Wow.
I'll get it back in 9 hours. I think I owed her that much anyway.
Button moves over here to seat 2 to Alan. Again, those tournaments start at 7:15 on the weekdays. Mini-series of poker. Limp. No straddle pot this time. A lot of high Broadway out here. Matt is going to bring this one in for a raise. Going to make it 35 to go with ace, jack. Alan is going to make a quick call with pocket 3s. Gwen there is in there with ace queen. She makes the call. And look at this accordion effect. Everyone's going to call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-way action here. It's about a $245 pot. Matt, the pre-flop raiser with ace-jack. And the flop comes out 8, 5, 8 here. It's really missed everyone. I got to tell you, Alan's got the best hand here with pocket 3s. 7 ways. Now, is Matt going to make the continuation bet? How much is he going to bet? He bet 75 into a pot that, again, is about $245. I got to tell you, that might get it done. I mean, nobody has anything here.
Oh, my goodness.
That is going to get it done, and Alan folded the best hand with pocket 3s.
Oh, why?
Jennifer's getting about... Well, the problem for Jennifer here, though, is that she's got jack-9. Matt has ace-jack. She folds, and Matt takes it down. In the turn, I can see in the rabbit cam is a 3. Alan would have filled up. So probably what would have happened is if Matt hadn't bet, it would have gotten checked around, and Alan would have filled there on the turn. But again, no one really had anything. I don't know how much money Alan would have won.
I didn't have you
I
beat.
was like this close, man. I knew you. I had nothing.
I had king queen.
You look at it. I looked at my king 9 and not king 8.
Yeah, I know. All I had to do was be like,
That would be great for the show.
huh?
I was almost
Button moves over here to seat 3.
And you call when they sign. Yeah, but
Big blind is Irwin.
because there's no way that I would.
And this one's going to get folded around, and I think they're going to chop it up, and they do. So we get our seat open. Assume we've got a pretty large board for this game. So Matt coming back to LA. Matt had a little side kind of experience in Vegas for about 8, 9 months. And now he's back here. He's going to start propping a little green chip. And I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to him, but I never understand people that like to play a lot of no limit that become props here. Kind of like Alan, who did the same thing in seat 2, because you don't get to play a lot of no limit. Just here, my experience with propping here at the bike. I don't know about other casinos if they have props for no limit games, but it doesn't seem like those are the games that really need to be supported or started that much. Four-way action here, limped around. 10-9 deuce here. Looks like the button's got the best hand here with a pair of nines, and she's going to bet. She bets with middle pair. She bets 20. And Owen here is going to call with bottom pair, queen deuce. Well, the turn's an ace. Problem for Owen, though, is I don't think he's going to bluff at it. I think this might just go check down. Well, now, Dwen there, she's got trip nines. And she did not bet the river? Wow. The river was the 9 of hearts, and she didn't bet. Check, check. Boy, talking about not betting a pretty strong hand there at the river. Again, we talk about no limit, how a lot of people do not bet hands on the river for the fear of the check raise. And, you know, if you look at Dwen when she bets the river, she really has to have a monster. If you're paying attention in this game and you see her check 6-9 there at the end, when she is betting the river, she either has an absolute monster or she is bluffing. There is no mediocre hand. So if you can, you know, eliminate the monsters and the bluffs, you know, it allows you to sometimes make a call against her on the river because you know she wouldn't be betting a mediocre hand at the river. She didn't bet trip nines there at the end. Five-way action here, limped around. Need to see Irwin's hand there on the button, seat 6. Queen 10-3 with a couple of diamonds. And Dwen there has a flop top pair, and she's going to lead out with king queen. She's going to bet 25. Wow, and Owen is going to call with a black gut shot here, ace jack of spades. There's 2 diamonds out there. He needs one of Dwen's kings. Turns a 5. It's a third diamond. It goes check, check, and the river is a 5. And, you know, Owen flips it over, ace jack, and she's going to take it down with king queen. Again, you know, if Owen watches the show and he wants to get better at no limit, why not try to represent the diamond there? I mean, if you're going to call with ace jack, why not lead out there on the turn? You know, the way that seat 4 is playing, I really doubt that she would continue on. She seems like a pretty tight player. And obviously sometimes there are things that you can represent when you don't necessarily hit your draw. New player in seat 5, Trevor. And Irwin here is going to raise it up to 55. It looks like with 10-4 offsuit. Wow, what a hand. Yep, 10-4 offsuit. Button is going to call with ace-queen of hearts. $55 raise. Let's see if seat 4 is going to overcall here with pocket 8s. Now, she's got a lot of chips, but I think it's a good laydown because Irwin doesn't have any chips. And you don't know what Irwin is raising with. You know, we talk about hitting a set. Irwin could be raising with 10-4. How much money you're going to win. And Dwen would have had a set there. She would have had a set, and she probably would have won Owen's money. Now, Irwin here is going to bet in. Ace 8-5 on the flop. He bets 60, and Owen is going to move in over the top. I guess Irwin had 9-4, not 10-4. Owen immediately moves all in, 240. And it's an easy laydown here for Irwin. But again, you look at Dwen in seat 4. She did not call 60 or 55 cold pre-flop, another 50 for her to call. She really wouldn't have won what she needed to win to make that call. She hit her set, and she would have ended up only winning about $250. Now, if she figures that pocket 8s is a good enough hand by itself that she can bet out on the flop with, say, 1 overcard, then you continue on. But if she's only trying to hit the, you know, make the call pre-flop to hit the set, it's the right laydown. And I got to tell you, if I see my opponent's hands and I've got pocket 8s and I'm up against ace-queen and 9-4 offsuit, and both players only have about $250 respectively, I'm probably not going to make that call. Again, unless I think I can outplay both players. But she was in the worst position. She was out of position against the other 2 players. I don't mind the laydown. Now, Allen is going to pop it up here to 35 with king-queen. And Irwin is going to call with 8-10 of spades. We are heads up. $70 pot. Well, neither player has anything here. And it goes check-check. Turns a 6. And actually, Irwin actually flopped bottom pair. He's got the best hand.
65.
And Allen's going to bet 65, and Irwin beats him in the pot with a call with bottom pair here. Here we go to the river. Well, the river's a queen. Time probably for Allen to value bet a little bit, and he does. going to bet, looks like 100. $100 bet here at the end. Irwin only has a pair of deuces, and he makes the call. And Allen's going to take down, geez, what is almost a $400 or $500 pot there with King Queen. Nice hand there for Allen.
Nice kid.
You're calling no matter what.
Almost did. I didn't think he had the queen.
I'm calling 100 no matter what. When I saw the queen, I was
Button moves over here to seat 9, and Irwin is going to be behind some money here, which is probably going to make the table happy.
Driving my car back to Irvine.
There's a shot of Allen there in seat number 2. Pocket jacks. And he's in the big blind. Let's see how he's going to play it. He's limped around here. Is he going to raise it up?
7 players.
No, he checks it out of the big blind. Well, that is one way of playing it here. 7-way action. Queen 9-8 with a couple of diamonds. Looks like Jennifer's got the best hand here with Queen 10 on the button. Well, seat number 1 actually has got Queen Jack, and I believe... Now, did Matt lead out there? Matt bet 20, and Allen made a little mini race with pocket jacks. And now seat number 4 has got the nut flush draw. She's going to call with ace-5 of diamonds. Well, Allen, if you're going to play jacks that way, I think I just fold on the flop if you're not going to raise it out there. You've got Matt betting into you. And look at that. Jennifer gets away from the Queen 10 to the bet and the raise. Although by Allen raising here, Matt might not feel that comfortable. He's going to call. He's got a gut shot to the 10. But Allen is pretty far behind here with jacks. Well, the turn's a 9. Queen Jack is still good here. Checked around. And here we go to the river. And the river now is a 9. So Matt's got full house. He doesn't really need to be... He does not need to worry about his kicker.
Oh, I'm good.
Wow, he didn't bet the river. A little surprised there. Maybe, he was feeling he didn't want to get raised off of a chop pot. He was just going to check and call. I don't know if he would have got a call from Allen there or not. But Matt takes it down there with the 9s full of queens. Again, if I'm Allen there and I don't raise out of the big blind with pocket jacks, and now Matt bets into me and I've got 6 people to my left. The board is Queen 9-8 with 2 diamonds. Why even get involved with pocket jacks? Like I said, I don't mind the non-raise, but I'm really trying to look to hit a set there. Or, maybe see where I'm at if rags come out and I have the overpair, but definitely not on that board. Well, I was a little surprised. A little bit surprised.
I can't believe that turn got checked. There's obviously flush draws out there.
I just want to see what it's
Button moves over here to seat 1 to Matt.
20. Ray, make it 20
Costs you
total.
any more money. That's exactly right.
And we get a raise here by seat 7. He's going to pop it up to 20 with ace-queen. Looks like Allen is going to call here with 8-10 offsuit. Again, probably not playing the strength of his hand. Maybe he thinks he can outplay Owen. Here we go to the flop. Well, Owen's got the top pair here.
Betting 50.
6-8 queen. And is Allen going to get involved? I mean, he flopped middle pair. No, he's not even going to get involved. He might figure if Owen had ace-king, he might just check, and then I could bet on a blank card on the turn. Again, Owen plays it pretty predictable. He might not make that continuation bet with something like ace-jack or ace-king. He might not even bet there with jacks or 10s. He might even get a free card. So I don't really mind the way that Allen played that hand against predictable opponents. It's funny. There was a little bit of a pause in the beginning of the show after I announced the players. I actually switched headphones, and I was using Dave's headphones to begin the show. And I got to tell you, that guy really is deaf. Because the headphones were absolutely blasting in my ear. I had to switch back to my normal ones. He is deaf. You wonder when people say, well, I call his name and he ignores me. He can't hear. I had to tell Isaac, I was like, mute this. I got to go back to my headphones. I was like, what, did the levels go up or something? Unbelievable. Butt moves over here to seat 3.
Live straddle.
And we're going to see a live straddle here. Live straddle here by seat 6.
I think I watched the one.
By Irwin, who's now 500 behind again. And Allen's going to raise it up here to 45. Looks like he's got 17 of clubs over there. And Irwin is going to call with that trap hand, King 10 offsuit. So we're going to see a $90 pie. Allen's got position. Well, Queen Jack 4. I don't think Irwin's going anywhere. He's open-ended.
Betting 65.
Allen's going to bet 65. Will Irwin make the check raise with his draw? No, he's just going to check call. It's a rainbow board. Allen needs a lot of help here. Pot is now $200. The turn is a 10. And it goes check, check, and the river now is a 7. And it goes check, check again, and Irwin's going to win it with a 10. Irwin is going to win it with a 10.
I guess you were calling me no matter what.
Takes it down.
Thank you.
Button's going to move over here to seat number 4. You know, you wonder against other competition, could Allen really drive forward with that turn card, represent ace-king? But against Irwin, I don't think I'm going to try to make a lot of money, you know, bluffing Irwin. You know, certain players you try to represent, certain players you just bet against for value. Again, I don't really mind the way that Allen played that hand at all. Button is going to move over here to seat number 4, Dwan. This is going to get folded around here. Oh, an open limp here by Eric from up front. That brings Dwan in on the button with pocket 3s. 4-way action here. It's a $20 pot. Well, trip aces here for Eric. And he's going to throw a little bet out here. He's going to bet 20.
You know me well. No way you take one of them.
And that's going to get it done, it looks like. It does. Again, we got a lot of things going on Wednesday. Liz Liu is going to be coming in here and being a guest commentator with me for 3 hours in our 2040 No Limit game. Wednesday is also the day that we are going to be doing a random drawing for our guest commentator promotion. If you are a subscriber to the archives, you are automatically entered. The winner will win a $500 buy-in into this game. Will come in the booth and guest commentate with me, and will also get a 6-month subscription extension to the archives. Check it out. If you are not an archive subscriber, click on the on-demand banner, upper left-hand corner of your screen.
Whatever she said.
You know, also subscribe to the archive so you can see the entire show starting Wednesday, July 12th, as we go to kind of a pay-per-view service. First 45 minutes or so of the show will be free. After that, you will need to be a subscriber to watch the show in its entirety. 4-way action here, limped around. Queen Jack 5 with a couple of spades. Looks like Tyler might have the best hand here with pocket 4s. Well, now Dwan there. She's got top pair. And she's going to bet out here on the king.
Betting 20.
She's going to bet 20. She takes it down.
AKA Southern.
Button moves over here to seat 6. Again, you can become our MySpace friend. Check out myspace.com/liveatthebike. Add us as one of your friends. Sometimes we're going to be starting doing more kind of sending out messages and blogs through that site. We do every once in a while. And become my friend. You can link up to me through there. 4-way action here, limped around. $20 pot. Jack 6-5 here. We've got a nut diamond draw here for Eric. He's going to bet out with it. And Irwin is in big trouble here if he catches diamonds. Irwin is going to raise it up here with his king high flush draw. And if a diamond comes here, Eric is going to stack Irwin. But Irwin has played this hand aggressively, and you wonder, if he continues to bet, will Eric continue on with the hand? His pot is now over $100. And the turn is a diamond. And look at that. And it goes check, check. Both players think they're slow playing. And the river is a king. Eric's got the nuts, and Irwin checked the turn with the second nut. A $50 bet here by Eric. Irwin's going to raise it up to $250, and Eric has the stone cold nuts here. There's no hand he can lose to. I'm sure he's going to push it back over the top all in, and Eric is going to call him. And there it is. Eric is taking a final look at that board. He's going to move all in. Irwin calls, and Irwin's going to lose another over $1,000 pot there as Eric doubles through. You know, it's funny. Irwin really reminds me of the old Mike, because the other thing that the old Mike would do that never made any sense was that he would play backwards. If you're going to raise on a diamond draw on the flop and you make it on the turn, why on earth would you check the turn? You're inducing a bluff from Eric? Have you watched Eric play tonight? He's really not the type of guy that's going to bluff at you. I mean, he's more of a tight, solid player. And Mike, I mean, I would get on Mike all the time last year about the same problem. You know, he would make a big raise or bet when he was bluffing, and then he'd check it when he had a big hand. And obviously, Mike's game has stepped up so much because now he actually bets and raises with his big hands. He realizes that, you know, you win the most money by doing that. And the button moves over here to seat 7. Pocket aces here for Dwan. And she's going to raise it up. Looks like a $20 raise. Irwin is going to call with 10-7 of spades. And that's going to bring Tyler in here with pocket deuces. We're going to see three-way action here. It's a $60 pot. Well, King 7-7, and Irwin has got trip sevens. And Dwan checked it, and Irwin bets. I love it. Now, did Irwin rebuy? No, he didn't rebuy. I assume that Dwan is probably going to check raise him. And all the money is going to go in. Wow, she said call.
I thought he was putting me in.
Wow, well, it looked like Dwan was going to check raise, and then Irwin pushed all the money in. Turn is a jack. I still don't know if Dwan's going to get away from this, though. Yeah, she's going to make the call. And she's going to need to catch an ace here. Now, what I want to do, can we keep the board up here at the end of this hand? Dwan needs an ace and an ace only here, and it does not come. Now, the interesting thing about this hand is Irwin was not that deep, so you know what? Everything goes out the window there. But if Irwin was deep, let's say Irwin had the $1,000 that he had maybe a half an hour ago. If Dwan comes out and bets that flop, Irwin should raise it up right away, because I have a feeling that Dwan comes back over the top and you get all her money. Now, if he just calls and then moves in on the turn, Dwan still might pay him off, but it actually lets her have a chance, you know, it kind of gives her like a little chance to, you know, get her off the hook a little bit. Because she really only had, well, she's got 2 pair with the paired board, but she only has the aces. She loses to a 7. But if Irwin raises right away on the flop the way that he's been playing tonight, he's going to get paid off. And I actually love the way that he actually bet on the flop there. But again, you know, everything goes out the window when you're the short stack. You can actually play it a little bit tricky. But I just wanted to bring that up because it was, you know, the type of hand, if you're going to call a raise with 7-10 and you're a lag and you flop trips, boy, am I going to jam that hard right away. And I hope that Dwan only thinks I have a king. 5-way action here. Limped around. 8-4-3 with a couple of spades. Well, nice flop for Owen. He's got a gut shot, straight flush, wheel draw, nut flush draw with the straight draw. The turn is a 5. He does not bet.
I've never seen these people
40. Betting 40.
And now Owen is going to come out and bet. He has the best hand here. He's actually caught top pair. He's got caught second pair here on the turn. And that's going to get it done, I'm sure. Big flop there for Owen. And he is going to take it down.
You know me how long?
Year and a half.
We split. I think I've only won it. Small blind, please. I got 10, you got 5. I'm way ahead of the game.
Well, whenever
Live straddle player.
Whenever Live at the Bike had its inception, that was the same time that we met. Whenever Live at the Bike started, it was last spring, I think.
Button moves over here to Jennifer.
30 total.
Live straddle here by seat 3. And seat 5 made a little mini race to 20 with ace 10 of spades. Actually, was it about 30? And he's going to get called in 4 spots. No, he raised the minimum, so this is a $100 pot. 5 times 20. Queen, queen 3 here on the flop. I believe that seat 3 is in the hand with looks like 3-4. Turn is a deuce. And it looks like Dwan's got the best hand here with 7s. Turn is a deuce of diamonds. And the river now is a 7. And now Dwan's got 7s full. And she's going to come out and bet.
Betting 35.
She bets 35. Yeah, Tyler had 6-3. She bets 35 here, and she's not going to get called, obviously. I'm going to tell you, when that flop gets checked around, I might even lead out there with 7s. Just to kind of see where I'm at. I mean, Tyler's got a pair of 3s. He's trying to work this back in his head. What would she bet on the river? And 7's full. Again, a monster. If maybe Tyler is paying attention to the fact that Dwan checked those trip 9s that I was talking about earlier in the show, would she really bet ace 7 here on the river? I don't buy it. I don't think she's the type of player that's going to value bet a marginal hand. And maybe that is what Trevor was thinking. She's either bluffing here or she's got a monster.
They just said they didn't have the song.
Button moves to seat 1.
I think they do well. The house takes half.
That's what I was I'm the new guy. All right. Who's your name tag? My name is Trevor.
And it's going to get limped around here 3-way. King 9-6 with a couple of spades. And Trevor's going to come out and bet with middle pair here. He's got 9-10 of diamonds. And he is going to take it down there. Button moves over here to Allen in seat 2.
Wait, call who?
I was there the weekend.
Hopefully not me.
It's called going on both weekends.
I'm sorry, I have no idea
Where do you stay at?
Now, I believe we're going to take a look at another chip count here. We do. So we got almost $6,000 on this table. It's a lot in this game. Matt's got about $1,250. Erwin pulling up the rear with $350. Let's take a look at the differences. And Matt is up $850. Erwin down a quick $1,100. Dwen there in seat 4 up $600. And Dwen there in the big blind. She's got pocket queens. It's going to get folded around, and let's see if they're going to chop this one up, or does Tyler not chop? Yeah, they're going to chop it up. Chop it up. Dwen picked up queens. Obviously chopping reduced rake. Only $1 off the top instead of the normal $4 plus 1 for the jackpot. You know, it was so funny playing in some of the cash games in Vegas over the last week. Some of the rule differences. And one of the biggest rule differences that got me, I was actually staying with a buddy in Henderson, Nevada. And what they do over at GVR, Green Valley Ranch, they actually have a line that runs around the table. And any amount of chips that you put over that line, like if I wanted to bet 75 and I had 100 in my hand, I'm committed to put up whatever is in my hand once it gets over the line. I really was not familiar with that at all, as Jennifer picks up a couple of ladies in seat number 9. Live straddle here by Erwin, and Jennifer is just going to limp in with the queen, so she's trying to play the limp re-raise here. Well, she's not going to get it. So we are going to see 6-way action. It's a $60 pot. Limped around. 9 deuce 4. Well, let's see if Jennifer proceeds with caution here. Remember, it is a limped pot. She's going to throw a $40 bet out there to see where she's at. It looks like she has the best hand. Now, is Dwayne going to get involved here with 7-9? Does not look like it. Well, she's got top pair, mediocre kicker. Jennifer's played it tight all night. She is not going to get involved. Trevor's not going to call with a gut shot. But Irwin is going to call. He's got middle pair. And this pot is $140 going to the turn. Well, the turn is a 6. And Jennifer's going to come out and bet again here.
Betting 75.
She's going to bet half the pot. And Irwin is going to quickly call once again. Wow. Is he paying attention to the player he is playing against? Over a $300 pot. And the river's an ace. And it's going to get check, and Jennifer's going to win it there with pair of queens.
Pair of queens.
Boy, I got to tell you, if Irwin fires on the river there, I don't know what Jennifer can call with. 3-5 got there, clubs got there. She can't beat an ace. Remember, that is why Mike is so good with playing this style. And you can almost see how Irwin wants to play the style, but he's just not any good at it yet. Or he's nowhere near as good as Mike is at it. Because I got to tell you, Mike, if he was going to call with King 4, he's going to represent a lot against a tight player when that ace of clubs comes. He obviously could have been open-ended, could have had a club draw, he could have made aces up on the river, all of which he would bet, and he would bet bluffs as well. So, if you're going to play that style, you really got to be thinking deep, and you're going to really be able to play the board well and read your opponent's hands well. Limped around here 5 ways. It's a $25 pot. 10-8-5 here. Looks like Jennifer might have the best hand here with ace-5. She does. It gets checked around. The turn's a 4. And Jennifer's going to throw a little $15 bet out here with ace-5. And that's probably going to get it done. Wow, wait a minute. King 6 calls. Well, Irwin's got a gut shot to the 7 with an overcard. The river's a 10. Check. And Jennifer's going to win it there with the ace-5. Check on the river. So when I was getting back to the GVR thing, I thought it was very, very strange. And I got caught a couple of times putting my hand over the line with more chips than I wanted to bet. You know, it's also peculiar to me as an LA player that, you know, they don't take a constant rake. It's a percentage of the pot. They also will have the button in a position where there is no player in a hand. Here we don't do that. There's never a button in an unoccupied seat in a hand here, at least at the bike in a cash game. We do blinds on the button. It didn't seem like they did that in Vegas, the places I played at, Caesars, Bellagio, GVR, and the Rio. You know, the button kind of froze sometimes, kind of like a tournament. It was just a little, you know, it was a little strange. It's just interesting how it seems like there aren't a lot of constant cash game rules, you know, around the country.
Speaking of getting called,
Jennifer's going to raise it up here a quarter. She's going to make it 25 to go with pocket jacks. Irwin is going to call a 7-10 of hearts. That's probably going to bring Eric in with pocket 4s. Wow, he didn't call. I'm shocked. Because Jennifer is really deep. So is he. And Irwin is also in the hand. I think I would have called there with 4s. Here we go to the flop. And look at that. Look at the flop for Irwin. Eric would have had a set, and Jennifer has an overpair. Wow, Eric made a big mistake by folding there. Irwin moves all in with a gigantic draw. He's open-ended with the flush draw. Jennifer's got the overpair, and Eric would have made quad 4s. She called here, and Irwin still has a draw. The jack is no longer good, and Jennifer now has jacks full. And can you imagine the amount of money that Eric would have made off of Jennifer if he had played it in a manner where she would have seen that river? I don't understand why he folded on the pre-flop to a $25 raise. Quads against top full house. Unbelievable. I just, you know, he had already limped in, it looked like.
Now I know how to win with pocket.
I mean, the funny thing, if I was in Eric's spot, it probably would have been a move in by Irwin. And I probably would have maybe made a mini race, and Jennifer probably would have released jacks. Unless you really put Jennifer specifically on a big overpair or an overpair. and you're not worried about hearts. I mean, in that case, I really almost always will raise with my sets. But in that particular case, if I'm in between, I'm in there with fours, and Irwin bets all in. And I'm not really concerned about him. I think he might be on a semi-bluff, or maybe, even if he has two pair. Might I call in between to induce Jennifer to raise behind me with an overpair, making Jennifer think that I have some sort of big draw in between, and then I'll get a little bit of all the money in. It was a really interesting hand. Eric obviously folded it pre-flop, but I really would have liked to have seen how that one would have played out. Might that have been the one time where you actually might not raise in the middle with the set? Now, again, the problem, though, is that the board is just so draw-heavy that I probably would have raised with the set, maybe a mini raise, just because I didn't want something to kill my action. Again, though, you wonder if you raise anyways and Jennifer's got aces or kings, is she going to fold? Not necessarily. Jacks, I think she might, Jacks she might get away from. But it was a really interesting hand. Right? Got a $25 raise here by C3. King, queen suited. Irwin's going to call with 5-7 here.
So when is this thing on?
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Jack 10-9 here, and Tyler's flopped the nuts. Tyler has flopped the nuts. Now, did Irwin just get a bunch of chips right away? Yeah, he just rebought for 500 more there? Yeah. They did award that pot to Jennifer, right? Okay. I've seen stranger things happen here sometimes. I was looking at that, I'm like, boy, Irwin has got a lot of chips over there real quick. Again, I don't really know. I mean, Eric, to win a big pot, sometimes you want to be in there with, like, those pocket pairs. Now, you might have been thinking, well, I'm playing against an opponent that's not necessarily going to pay me off there. But he would have had quads against top full house. And the funny thing is, a lot of people, even if she stays in, a lot of people actually might check the turn. Now, depending on what her chip stack is there, when I make quad fours, I might bet a little bit, and I still think she calls. And then in the river, all the money's going in if she's still in there on the turn. I think Eric, if he played it right, could have stacked her in that hand. 9-9-3 here with a couple of spades. And Jennifer has flopped trip nines. Irwin comes out and bets as a bluff, and she is just going to check call here. Oh, she has flopped the full house, 9-9-3, so she check calls. And the turn here, is that a 4th 9? She's got, no, that is a 10, and the river is a 6. And now she's going to bet out with the full house. She bets 40. And Irwin is going to call her here with the 6. Wow. She flopped the boat. And she takes it down. I'll let you in on a little secret, too. Part of the reason why I was moving over to the other headphones was because I actually don't have my glasses tonight, which sometimes makes the suit a little bit difficult for me to read, and the 9s and 10s a little bit unfocused. And that is kind of where it came into when Dave is deaf, and I couldn't use his headphones. Ronnie's saying I need both. Has Irwin played pretty much every hand, I'm getting word, right? I just can't believe, how often do we ever see the opportunity to have quads against top full house on the show? And we missed it there because Eric folded it pre-flop.
Raise, make it 25 total. The fold button is right next to the call button, it really is. You don't have to miss the call button.
I don't know where the call button is.
I checked.
Well, actually, I don't know where the call button is.
7-5-3 here with a couple of diamonds. Now, we had a pre-flop raise. And the turn is an ace. And Irwin here, there's 3 diamonds out there. Irwin's got a wheel. He's going to bet 60. And Irwin, I believe, was the pre-flop raiser. Actually, it was seat 5. He checked the flop with Queen Jack. Checked around to the turn. He didn't even bet the turn. Alan gets out of there with ace 4. Irwin's got the wheel. And he takes it down. Button moves over here to Matt in seat number 1.
Maybe they're older kids.
Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
Raise, make it 60 total.
We're going to see a $60 raise here by Irwin. Pocket jacks. Again, he has pretty much played every single hand we have seen tonight. And here we go. Again, this is kind of like that Mike syndrome I talk about. Trevor is going to call with King 9 suited from up front. A hand that he might not have even limped in with. Or definitely wouldn't have called a raise against another player. And look at this. He's flopped the king. King 10-3. And how is he going to play it here? He can't feel all that comfortable. And it goes check, check. Irwin does not bet. And now Trevor is going to bet 60. Now, Irwin can't beat a 10. He can't beat a king. He makes the call. I don't necessarily know if that's going through Irwin's head, what he can beat now. And here we go to the river. The river's a 5. Check. And a check. And Trevor's going to take it down. And as you can see, he wasn't even comfortable putting a bet there in on the river with King 9.
What you raised me with, you mean?
He really was not comfortable.
Thank you.
Button moves over here to seat 2. Sometimes we talk about, Dave and I will often play in the same game as Corporation Mike. And, he keeps you on your toes, but he almost, especially when he is to your left, he makes you play better hands because you don't really want to see a flop with 6-7 of diamonds for $250 in a 10-20 no limit game. But as you can see, I mean, if Irwin were to improve, Irwin's game really reminds me of where Mike was about a year and a half ago. Little raise here by seat 7 with ace-queen offsuit. And Dwayne is going to call Owen with 3-5 in the blind. Well, she's flopped an open-ended straight draw. How about a little bet out there by Dwayne? Well, she checks. He's going to bet 20. Now, she's going to check call here with the open-ended straight draw. Turns an 8. It goes check, check. Is she going to make a bluff at it on the river now? And the river's a 9. There's no way she can win. She's just going to give up, and ace-queen high is going to win it there. I mean, if you're going to make if you were going to make a call to Owen's raise with 5-3, again, I don't necessarily have a problem with it because I'm not really playing the strength of my hand against a player that I think is somewhat predictable. But what kind of flop are you looking for? 4-4 deuce, I think that's a pretty good flop for 5-3. The button moves over here to C3. Email here by, I've had several emails. Email here from Marcos. Thank you for the email. Email from Rico. Email here from Tony Harrison saying, Bart, keep up the gossip. What else should we know about Tuckman? We know he's deaf. What else? Does he fidget when he bluffs? Does he color his hair? Wet the bed? You have to come up with some dirt. You ever seen that GLH hairspray in a can? Sprays on the bald spot? I won't say any more. 5-way action here, limped around. Jack 9 deuce with a couple of diamonds.
75.
And Eric here is going to bet 75 with pocket 7s. And look at Jennifer. I mean, Eric has made a pretty big overbet to this flop. Jennifer limped in with ace-jack. Does she even want to get involved? And that's what she's trying to figure out. Because he's bet 75 into a pot that's about 40. So Jennifer's going to be thinking, why did he bet so much? Although I have seen Eric make this bet with Jack 9. She's not going to get involved with it. Well, Dwayne's got second pair. She's out of position.
There was no razor pre-flop. That's why
I don't think she's going to get involved either. It's an easy lay down here for wait a minute. She's going to call. Well, maybe she's got some sort of read. I mean, she might be thinking, why would Eric bet so much here? But she can't even beat a jack. I mean, he might make this bet with king jack or ace jack. Could easily be doing with 2 pairs. You saw Jennifer lay ace jack down. I don't know if I would just, I might not even get involved here, but she's got the best hand. This pot is $200 here going to the turn. Well, the turn's a diamond. You wonder if Eric might take a card now. Check, check. The river's a 3.
Betting 50.
And she's going to throw a little bit of a stop bet out there. And that smells like a stop bet. I got to tell you, a $50 bet into a $200 pot. And wow, Eric is going to call. I don't know what Eric can beat. I mean, obviously it's easier for me because I see the cards. But I think that if you're Eric, you can raise there. There's no way. It's a fold or a raise on the river. I mean, the way that worked, and then Dwen threw that little kind of a blockish defensive bet there out on the river. Why can't I represent the fact that I made diamonds or I had a full house, and then I checked a full house on the turn?
So what the hell am I going to do on the turn?
I mean, if I raise Dwan, say maybe 200, I just don't think she's going to get involved with King 9 there. I got to tell you, I put her on a weak jack. Really, we've seen some surprising hands here tonight.
I guess I was probably the only one at the table that didn't have a check. You know the pot?
You see, there's a guy in the booth doing commentary, and then
Really?
they only show the hands that they get played. Like, really, whole 3 flop, they don't get to see it. But they're going to fix flop.
You know what? This is fun. Yeah, might as well, right? Marty and Sonny. I'll take it.
Got it.
That bad, guys.
5 players.
This is going to see 5-way action here, limb to round. 8, 7, 6, rainbow flop. And it's going to get checked around here. Turns a deuce. I think Trevor's got the best hand here with what is bottom pair and a kind of a worthless gut shot in the 5. Checked around again. Well, now he's got 2 pair. Does anybody have a 5 out there? I think 6s and 4s are good here. Yeah, 6s and 4s are going to win it.
6 and 4.
Looks like we got a barrage of emails here. I had an email here from Todd B. saying, if you haven't already, please give us the dramatic storytelling of how you found out that you missed the event and all those subsequent things that went through your mind and any profanity that might be included. Well, I kind of, told a little bit about it at the beginning of the show. And again, if you missed the beginning of the show, you can watch the show in a replay. It starts an hour after the show and reruns all the way until 5 Pacific time tomorrow. I also started a couple of threads over in Bad Beats over on 2+2, and a thread that I think it was named $5,000 incorrect ticket over on televised poker on 2+2. Kind of give you a little bit of background as to what happened and how some other people think or how they feel. Now Jennifer's raised it up here again. She's got pocket jacks. And Tyler is called here with 9-10 offsuit. You wonder if Tyler's going to try to use some position here. Might he raise even if he doesn't hit the flop? Because Jennifer is a pretty tight player. Here we go to the flop. Well, how about if you flop trip 10s? Jennifer's going to lead out. I like a nice little mini raise from Tyler right now. It's a $45 bet here by Jennifer. She's got the overpair, and Tyler is flop trip 10s. Couple clubs out there. How about you make it 100? I would love to raise it up right away here. And he is going to raise. Now, again, though, because she has pocket jacks, I don't think it's that difficult of a laydown for her. If she had aces or kings, and look at this, she's going to continue on. She's going to continue on with jacks. And she checks blind, and this pot now is $300. How about a nice $150 bet, and you hold your breath, you hope that their club doesn't come and kill your action here. It's about a $300 pot. Oh, the turn's the jack of clubs, and Jennifer's made top full house again. And she checked it blind. So there's no reason why Tyler should think that that card should hurt him. Right now, I think she probably has aces, kings, or queens. When this hand gets over and I was in Tyler's spot, I'd be a little shocked that Jennifer made the call with jacks on that flop. What a turn card for Jennifer. She's pretty much got the stone cold nuts. Tyler has 1 out to hit quads on the river here. And it goes check, check. He does not bet, and the river's a queen. And now she's going to come out and bet.
Betting 100.
Maybe Tyler was scared of the fact that maybe she called with clubs and overcards. But if she called with clubs and overcards, now she's made a royal flush. That's pretty much the only hand you think, if she's got clubs and overcards, she can bet out here with. Ace, king of clubs. She's not the type of person that's going to raise with ace, 9 of clubs. It's a $100 bet here, and it's a nice lay down there by Tyler. There's nothing he can beat with 4 clubs. I got to tell you, what a check there on the turn. What a check on the turn. I don't think I would check that turn if I was Tyler. I just don't know what that would have done. I don't even know if it's the correct check on the turn. Because if Jennifer has a couple of aces, or a couple of kings, or a couple of queens, let's say more specifically aces or kings, with a club in her hand, is she going to go anywhere on the turn? She's got aces with the ace of clubs. Are you losing value by not betting the turn and giving her a free card? I'm not sure if that check on the turn by Tyler is correct. And I can see the cards, and he lost the minimum on that hand, but I don't really think the check on the turn was correct. You know, there isn't, you know, a finite right and wrong to poker. But I got to tell you, I'll be betting that turn in this game when we're not that deep more often than I'm going to be checking that turn. And again, amazing that he lost the minimum on that hand. Got a raise here by seat 5 with ace king of hearts. And Eric is going to call with pocket nines. And Jennifer is called with a suited ace deuce of clubs. Wow. Well, 10-7-3 here. Now, how about a nice lead out here by Eric into the razor? Maybe see where you're at. Well, he checks, gets checked over to Trevor. Trevor's going to make the little continuation bet. Kind of a weakish $35 half pot size bet. And now if you're an Eric, well, Eric looks like he's going to call one time, kind of see what happens. Jennifer's going to easily muck the ace deuce of clubs. Turns a 5, and now Trevor's picked up the nut heart draw. I think it's an easy time for him to take a card now. I like this bet by Eric. He called the flop, and he's leading out on what looks like a non-scary turn card. Now, if you're Trevor, you can do two things. You obviously can call, but if you think that Eric has a 10 or something like pocket 8s and pocket 9s, can you make a mini raise semi-bluff here in position on the turn? And look at that. Well, he's going to call. I thought he might raise it up there. He makes the call, and this pot is quickly $500. Trevor's got a lot of outs here on the river. And the river, he makes the nuts, and Eric makes a set at the end. Eric's got 3 9s on the river, and Trevor's got the nut flush. It's a $500 pot, and Eric is going to bet 200. Trevor's got 400 left. It's an easy push for him, and Eric is going to lose this one. There's the push there by Trevor, and a quick call by Eric. And this pot is about $1,400, and Trevor's going to win it with the nut hearts. And again, we've seen a lot of interesting hands there. We always talk about, again, can we leave this board up for a second? David and I have talked about this concept over the last month or 2 months, where you might check call the flop with a hand like pocket 9s there, lead out on a non-scary turn card, which is what Eric did. But if you're Trevor, can you think that that's what Eric is doing, and can you make a semi-bluff raise representing an overpair there on the turn? Because the 5 really doesn't complete anything. The 5 looks like a non-scary card to both players. So if the guy check calls the flop and then he leads out on the turn, I'm probably going to raise with an overpair. Can I also represent an overpair here raising with ace king of hearts, the big semi-bluff? Very, very interesting hand. Unbelievable amount of emails here. I got an email from Crack the Gray Sky, Dave, saying, "Hey Bart, what's up with Eric? How can he lay down pocket 4s with such a small raise?" Jason says, "Hi Bart, are you kidding me? What's wrong with this Eric guy? Can you think of any reason in this game to fold a pocket pair?" And email here from Ben Powell saying, Gene Gluck was on the circuit last night, and I was going to listen to that tonight, because I thought there was a little bit of controversy I was going to ask Liz Liu about on Wednesday. It seemed like Gene Gluck started like a little thread a couple, maybe last night. I'm going to see a flop here. I think it was an unraised pot. I'll get to the rest of that thought in a second. Limped around here. Now Jennifer is going to come out. Actually, Eric is going to come out and bet with ace-queen. And Jennifer is just going to fold the dry flush draw there with 8-9 of hearts. It's a pretty good play with several people behind there, and Matt gets away from ace-jack to Eric's bet there. So anyways, Gene Gluck started this thread over, and I think it was news and gossip on 2+2. And it was a funny thread because I think the question was, and I'll head over here in a second so I can get exactly what this is. It had to do with asking, do people respect poker players that write blogs, but it's not them writing it. It's like their agent. This is what Gene Gluck, this is the post that she started. And then, funny enough, like around the third post of the thread, she says, yeah, because I kind of read Liz Liu's blog, and she definitely didn't write that stuff. So it was kind of an indirect way of writing this up about Liz Liu. So Well, maybe when I asked Mizzou about that on Wednesday, because I thought the two of them were pretty good friends.
Raise, make it 15 total.
Got a $15 raise here by Owen, base queen.
Heads up.
And seat number 5 here, Trevor is going to call with Jack 10. Looks like it's Ace 9-9 here.
Betting 25.
Owen's going to bet 25, and I'm sure that's probably going to do it. And there it is. Gets it done. Yeah, I think if you head over to News, Views, and Gossip, and you go over to a thread that says, regarding would you read a blog if ... started by Ms. Club over in News, Views, and Gossip. Interesting. Button moves over here to seat 9. Jennifer.
I don't really understand that.
Another email here from Bernie Mackins-Gay talking about Eric folding those pocket 4s. You know he can get about 10 to 20 times Jennifer's stack. And she was definitely deep. Got a raise here by Tyler. Not going to see a flop with ace-king. Email here by Danny Lee asking, how did you think of the play in the various card rooms in Vegas? Like I said, the games at the Rio and the 5-10 on cap game, I didn't like the game. The game at Caesars was awful. The game at the Bellagio, I played the 5-10,000 cap game. That was a good game. That was fun. A lot of action. GBR, I was kind of playing small. There wasn't really much going on. But, you know, David and I had this discussion that the cash games, for the most part, really weren't all that good. And there's Brian Strunk coming into the booth. The games just weren't all that good. They weren't any better than they were here. Dave and I had this conversation several times on the phone. So if you are a cash game player going to go down the World Series to hang around the side games, it might not necessarily be worth it yet. Now, I'm not saying there might be a lot of money that comes in, you know, towards the main event. But right now, I wasn't all that impressed. And Jennifer's got pocket jacks again here. She's got pocket jacks again.
Are you serious? Just 50? There's no way to set it by. Oh my God.
He just told me.
She's made jacks full twice. She sucked out on seat 3 earlier. She would have lost to quads if Eric hadn't folded pre-flop. Now, Gwen there is going to call with pocket 10s. How much is the raise?
Okay.
It was a $50 raise. And Erwin's in there, so it's a $150 pot going 3 ways. And look at this. Oh, man, she flops a set of jacks again. But Erwin has got flopped the flush, and Dwan flopped a lower set. Set over, flopped flush, and Erwin moves in immediately. He's going to bet 270. Now, the fun is going to begin here. What is Jennifer going to do? If she calls, what does Dwayne do behind her? He moves in. I don't think she gives him credit for that big of a hand, but what about seat 4? She's got bottom set. And she checked it from up front. Dwan there in seat 4 checked bottom set. Erwin is moved in with a flopped flush, and Jennifer has middle set. If Jennifer calls here, what is seat 4 going to do? I got to tell you, if Jennifer calls, is this the time where you lay down bottom set if you're Dwan in seat 4? Or do you just give credit maybe for Jennifer having a high, you know, maybe 2 black aces if she just calls here and doesn't raise? I got to tell you, if Erwin makes a bet, which he did and Jennifer raises, I think this might be a time where you lay down a set of 10s. Now, it's all up to what Jennifer does here.
Wow.
So what is she going to do?
Congratulations, you got Jen in the tank. All right.
Thank you.
It's about a $250 bet here into about a $150 pot. She's got middle set. She doesn't have a heart in her hand. And Dwan in seat 4 checked bottom set from up front. And again, I want to know if the 2 girls get involved, what happens, because both of them are deep. I don't think you can lay this down if you're Jennifer. I think boy, you know, would you ever make a min raise here and fold to a re-raise by Dwan in seat 4, or would you almost feel pot committed to try to hit to fill up? It is really a tough one. It's a $275 bet into a $120 pot. Wow, and Jennifer laid the set of jacks down. And Dwan is going to immediately call.
That's my pot.
She is going to immediately call. I wanted really to see if Jennifer made the call with the raise, what was Dwan going to do? And for Dwan, now that I don't have to worry about Jennifer, it's not a bad call. If I'm Dwan, I call once Jennifer folds.
I beat when I threw it away. That's all that matters.
So Dwan needs to fill up here, but a lot of her outs are gone because Jennifer had 2 of the jacks. Again, I really wanted to see what happened. The turn is a 7. Dwan needs to have the board paired, and there it comes! And Jennifer would have won a huge pot with a higher full house. Oh, man. Again, though, you know, it's a hypothetical thing. If Jennifer makes a min raise on the flop, what do you do with the set of 10s? If she calls, what do you do with the set of 10s? If she calls and then Dwan overcalls, will it go check, check on the turn? Both players fill up on the river. Both players don't have top full house. It's the top card that pairs on the river. Neither one can beat King Jack or King 10. And Dwan can't even beat, you know, obviously a set of jacks. Wow, pocket jacks, absolutely amazing action here for Jennifer in seat 9. And Dwan takes down another big pot. Unbelievable.
Brian, dude, I gotta trust you. That's true.
It's been a quiet night. Bring in Brian. 2 sets of flush.
Exactly, first hand.
2 sets of flush.
Beat on.
Man.
Everyone else is beating you. Except for
Wow. Queen 9-3 here on the flop. Unbelievable action here live at the bike. This isn't worth $14.95 a month. I don't know what is.
Money.
No.
Got a $20 bet here by Alan.
Because I thought I was crazy.
Making a little bluff at it.
I'm not getting to the one.
Well, you know, my question for Jennifer with that hand, though, is she scared of Dwan? Because how do you fold the set to Irwin's all-in? I mean, he could so easily be doing that with a bare ace. Now, Irwin's got 3 queens here. Turn 3 queens. And the river is a queen again, and we've got quads here for Irwin. So we've got quads here again. And did Irwin check the river? Did he check the river with quads? What was the action there on the river?
Yeah, but she's not gonna do that. If I call, she folds.
If you call, I call. If you call, I call.
No, he went to
Okay, Irwin bet 200 there on the river. That makes a lot more sense.
Did you bet 200 on that last time?
Yeah, he bet 200 on the river, and Alan folded.
Straddle.
We got a straddle here by Irwin.
Folded, I was behind.
Ace-10 offsuit. Again, though, you know, it's funny. What happens there, you know, I talked about it a couple minutes ago with Tyler. He ended up losing the minimum to Jennifer when he had trip 10s. I don't think the check on the turn was correct. I don't think the laydown there by Jennifer was correct. 9-5-10 here on the flop, and Tyler's got top 2, and Irwin's got top pair. And I have a feeling that Irwin might get stacked here and gone broke again. Let's see Tyler throw a little mini raise in here. $25 bet. And Tyler is going to raise it up. And let's see if Irwin moves all in right away. He's going to make it 145. 145. And Irwin immediately calls. And this pot is quickly $400. Irwin needs an ace here. Well, the turn is an 8.
Do you call that? Huh? Do you call?
Irwin's got 300 left. How about a nice $175 bet here by Tyler? Get Irwin pot committed here.
That's true.
And he might even push here.
That's true.
He's going to bet 250. Okay. You know, you don't want to scare Irwin away here with ace-10. You might bet a little bit less. And look at that. Irwin gets away from it. You wonder if Tyler only bet 150 or 175 if Irwin would have made the call. I like the way Tyler played the flop. But again, you got to look at that pot size and look at, you know, the appropriate opponent's stack. Figure out how many chips he has left. Figure out a plan to get them all in somehow. And it doesn't come by betting one time all in on the turn street. Maybe you bet 125 or 150. He makes the call. Now he's going to get 5 or 6 to 1 on the river. Got to manipulate that pot size in that manner.
Bart's raising me, sharing me a new one right now.
said, are you kidding me? Or is that fucking?
Button moves over here to seat 4.
Is revoking my poker license as we speak.
Oh, he's the one. Said over shot against.
Don't worry, they reinstated you pretty good.
What'd you say?
I said they'll reinstate you. I lost my license.
Oh.
Too bad the driver's license.
I'm going home.
Yeah, I think Jennifer's saying in the background that I'm going to revoke her poker license. Again, I don't think she's played that bad, obviously, necessarily. I got to tell you, the other thing that I didn't get really hard on her, I hate checking blind. I really hate checking blind. Even though I think Tyler actually misplayed the turn in the hand against her when he had trip 10s, I still would have bet that turn. She actually made the minimum by checking blind. Because he checked behind her, he was scared of a club, and then a 4th club came and it killed all her action. She filled up on the turn. Remember, Jack's full. He had trip 10s. She checked on the turn, and it killed all her action. That was the other thing I want to get on her there, too. And I still don't see how she folds the flop there with 3 jacks. Now, Matt threw a little bet out here with queen. Erwin called with middle pair. Matt is going to try to little control pot size here. Check, check. The river's a king. And now, Matt is going to bet. Well, wow. Erwin's going to call anyways. If I'm Matt there, maybe I bet out in the turn and take a free showdown. Again, if you look at that board, not a big hand, but the reason why you might bet there with queen 10 on the turn is you get a call from Erwin with 7-8. But if you check the turn and now bet the river, it lets Erwin maybe get off the hook now that another overcard has come to the 8. But he got called anyways. So, you know, things cease to amaze me in this game sometimes. Six-way action here, limped around. Checked around on this flop with 2 spades and an ace. Ace, 8-3, turns a jack.
10.
Well, Jennifer's going to come out and bet $10 here on the jack. Dwen is going to call. I don't really know with, well, she's got a straight draw. Straight draw to the 10 there? Am I missing a double gun? I don't think so. And Erwin also overcalls with king jack. Now, can somebody represent a 3rd spade here? I gotta tell you, that's kind of the first mistake I've seen Dwen make. I don't know what she's thinking there on the turn. Calling with queen 9 of diamonds against Jennifer's bet. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're not going to get any more money there. Yeah, it's been amazing, Jennifer, with jacks here tonight, because she probably should have been broke against Eric when Eric had quads. She misplayed the hand with jacks full against Tyler, even though, again, I still think Tyler actually misplayed it as well. And then she folded there on the bet by Erwin. It's really, really amazing. Got a $30 raise here. Looks like by Dwen there with the king jack. Erwin is going to call with ace 8. Eric calls with pocket jacks, and we're going to see 3-way action. King 5 deuce with a couple of spades. Well, Dwen's there. She's hit top pair.
60.
Eric's going to come out and lead here with 1 overcard. He's going to lead 60. King 5 deuce. I got to tell you, if I'm Dwen, I might just fold the hand. I might not even get involved here. I really don't mind this laydown. Again, I can see the cards. I can see the fact that seat 4 has got the best hand. I lay this down more often than not, though, to Eric's bet. This is, again, the problem with king jack, and she folds. She folds the best hand, but, again, it's just one of those situations where I hate king jack to hit the king. Looks like Barry Woods has entered the thread. Got about an hour left in the show. We're playing 300 to 500 no limit hold'em.
What do you got?
5-5 blinds. You can bring your stack up to 500 at any time.
Been raised to 35.
Seat number 2 here is going to raise it up 35. Allen. He's got an ace-king.
Whoa.
And I assume he's going to take it down.
He raised out of principle here.
Okay, go ahead.
With Motown.
Go ahead.
Matt's going to fold. Now, is that Matt's hand, Jack 5, or is that 10-5?
Ace king.
Shirley used to tell me about that hand that Matt loves to play. But I can't remember what it is. I think it might be 10-5 that he always plays. It's kind of like Paul, our seasoned turkey, likes to play deuce 4 for a raise all the time in the bigger games. Button moves over here to Jen in seat 9.
I had a hand if one other person called.
Again, email here from Bernie Mackinton-Gay. Jennifer folded that set of jacks on the 3 flush board. My question is, what is the right play? People can email me in. Is it to mini raise? Is it to call? I got to tell you, I think the board might be a little bit too connected to just call with somebody behind you. But is the bet big enough where you can just call, and then if the other chick comes back over the top, do you fold now, or are you pot committed to try to fill up? And would she have won all of Dwan's money there with a higher full house? There's a lot of different questions that happen on that hand. Looks like Jennifer raised there with pocket 8s, and she took it down. I mean, she's sitting there with about, I think it was 700 or 800. Dwan's got her covered. Erwin throws a $250 overbet into a $150 pot. So now can you make it 500? But if you make it 500, do you pot commit yourself? If you call the 250 and Dwan moves over the top all in front of you, you probably put her on a nut flush or a flush. Do you have odds to call once again? All those situations run through your head. I think if she smooth calls, she gets an overcall there from Dwayne, and she ends up probably winning the most amount of money. I'm just trying to think what is the best way to play that hand. Remember, we're dealing with small stacks here, so it's a little bit tricky to figure out what the best play is. Dwayne's going to come out and lead with ace-king. She did not raise it pre-flop. She bets 25. Well, Jennifer's going to raise. I like that play better than calling. I probably would just fold it. Wow, Dwayne is going to call. Well, maybe she figures she's deep enough where if she hits a jack, and she could. And look at this, it's a jack. And Jennifer's got top 2, and Dwayne checks it. She's got the nuts. And Dwayne needs to play this hand big. She's got the stone cold nuts. How about a check raise here to 225 or to 250? What a hand. She should get all of Jennifer's money right now. And she's going to make it 300. Well, I don't know if I would want to scare her away that much. She is going to make it, oh, no, 225 more. Like I said, that's probably the move that I would make. It's going to give Jennifer about 2.5 to 1 here. Unbelievable. She needed Jennifer's kicker, and Jennifer hit it. And you got to start thinking, if I'm in Jennifer's spot and I'm looking at Dwayne let out in the flop. I raised her. Now she's leading out again. Isn't she scared of some sort of straight? Does she have a set of 10s here? And now she's going to check raise me with the jack? Is that a little bit peculiar? I mean, it's almost like if you had a set or 2 pair, you might be scared of a straight here. Little does Jennifer know that Dwayne led out with ace-king and hit the gut shot on the turn. It's 225 more for her to call. And the pot is about 500, 225 more. Jennifer looks to have about 700 in front of her, and Dwayne has her covered. And if she can induce Jennifer to call here, I think you put all the money in on a blank river card. If you see a blank river, you push it in on the river. Because Jennifer is going to be getting, if she makes the call here, I think she might be committed to the hand. And she is going to make the call here. And this pot is $700. It looks like Jennifer has another 400 more. If this is a blank, this is an easy push for Dwayne. If Dwayne does not push here on the river, I think she's misplayed it. If Jennifer does not fill up here and it's a blank on the river, Dwayne should really push. Oh, the river's a 9. What an action killer. She's going to move all in anyways. Well, Jennifer thinks that river card killed her, but it actually probably saved her from making a call here. I believe that Dwayne has moved all in. Am I correct in saying that? She is all in. And Jennifer's really going to start piecing this one back in her head. Would Dwayne really move in with a hand that I can't beat here? I mean, Jennifer is saying, oh, I can't believe how unlucky I'm getting. She is saved here by this river card, and she folds. Boy, did Jennifer get lucky with that river. And I think Dwen was really loading up to move all in on any card that came in there. And unluckily for her, it was not a 3 or a 4, because I think if Dwen moves in on the river on a 3 or a 4, Jennifer calls, and Dwen, you know, wins a lot of money from Jennifer. Wow, what an unbelievable bunch of hands here we've had tonight. The button moves over here to seat 2. Thank you for the email, Joe McLean. Limped around here. Lots of Broadway. Ace 5-5 out here. Look at that. Case ace here. Ace jack, ace 6, and ace jack. Tyler's going to lead out here with the ace jack. Wow, Trevor calls. I was going to say, this might be one of the advantages of when you're in early position. Wow, and Jennifer raises here. I mean, is she on tilt? Boy, that is a lot of money to commit. Once you get a bet and a call, would you raise with ace-jack here on this flop? Boy, I mean, the aggressive play probably is going to take it down, but would you ever think that Trevor's sandbagging the 5 here with a smooth call in between? I mean, is Jennifer prepared to lay down to a re-raise here? You get a bet by Tyler, who would definitely lead out with a 5. A call by an unknown, Trevor, and now Jennifer raises. This is unbelievable, and Trevor calls with ace 6. There's a really good chance this pot might get chopped up. Well, the turn's a 3. Jennifer's still way in the lead now. There's about a 50-50 chance on the flop that the pot would get chopped up. She's going to bet 100 now. Wow, and Trevor calls. I got to tell you, if I'm Jennifer, I don't even know if my hand's good right now. I mean, this guy has called the raise with ace 6, and the river's a 6! And he's got the best hand now. And it gets checked down. He checked it. I mean, it's absolutely flabbergasting. You call a bet and a raise, and then you make 2 pair, and you still don't even know if you're good. And you still need to check it down. And he sucks out on Jennifer at the end. And Jennifer's stack has gone up and down like a roller coaster tonight. Wow. I mean, she plays it pretty tight. You never really see her involved with a lot of hands. I mean, I gotta tell you, Jennifer's my friend. I don't know if you limp in with an ace-jack offsuit. Tyler leads out from the small blind, and a guy calls in between.
Of course you didn't put me on the ace. You had to not put me on the ace in order to call.
Wow, I don't really know if I think I'd probably just fold the hand.
Justify your play.
And again, you know, I can see the cards. She was right.
Right?
I don't know if that makes it the right move, though, overall, from what we've seen tonight, just because she's right in that one instance. Because Tyler's definitely going to lead out with a 5, with a flush draw, maybe even with a higher ace. Ace, ace, 7 here on the flop. Well, Alan's got a pair of 7s.
Go ahead, check around.
Turn is an 8. Alan's now got the nut flush draw
20.
with a pair. And he's going to bet 20. And he is going to take it down.
We'll wake you up. I'll wake you up. I owe you one anyway.
And the button's going to move here to seat 4. I think we're going to get a chip count in here at some point. Love to see how many chips seat 4's got in front of her now. Looks like somewhere around 1,900. And she had bought in for 500, so she's up a good 1,400 for the night. And Jen is down about 600 since that last chip count. But again, it could be a lot worse. I'm going to tell you. Button moves here to seat 5.
15.
I thought you were trying to snap off the trick. Huh? I thought you knew she had a trick. I thought you were trying to snap off.
Oh. I was lucky that the river was a 9.
Where is it?
get a raise here by seat number 5. He's got ace-10 offsuit. He's going to raise it up to 35. I mean, it was amazing when I said, well, if you get a bet by Tyler and a call by Trevor, who's played it so tight, how do you raise with ace-jack? But Chen kept getting a call by ace-rag, and now this guy's raised with ace-10. Well, Matt has flopped nothing. He's missed with the ace-jack of clubs. Trevor's going to make the continuation bet, and that's probably going to get it done here. And again, you wondered when they're getting involved with the dominated king-jack out of position. And I believe that we are going to see a chip count. Let's rev them up. 9 o'clock chip count. More and more money out of this table. I would imagine there's probably, what, 6,500 on the table now? Let's see. Wow, 7,000. There you go. 7,000 on the table. Dwayne with 1,900. Trevor with 1,300. Matt still right around 1,250. And Jennifer has plummeted down to 300. Let's take a look at the differences. Boom. Irwin down a quick $2,100. Dwayne up $1,400. Jennifer, she's only down 200. But again, I think that she misplayed some hands. She could have been up a lot more. I think that was the more and more I think about that hand, I didn't say it at the time, it's a bad check blind to Trevor with the jacks. Trevor checked behind her and then got scared with the 4th club. She lost some value there. She also lost some value when she didn't call Irwin with the 3 flush when she flopped a set of jacks. And again, you know, I'm not saying that she's playing bad. She's really had a couple of tough decisions. I mean, you might not have this many tough decisions, you know, in 10 sessions of poker, especially with the way that she plays so tight. See, number 5 is going to raise it here to 25 with ace-jack offsuit. Matt calls with king-queen, and Dwayne is in there with king-3 of diamonds. Queen 9-3 with a couple of clubs.
All right, now Matt's the only one doing it for Almador.
25.
And Matt is going to lead out here. Actually, we get a bet by seat 5. And Matt is going to make a little check raise here with king-queen. 35 more. And again, you know, so David and I sometimes say, it's really tough to play a hand like this for a check raise with king-queen, because if this guy calls you, can Matt continue on? And look at this. Trevor is basically floating with an overcard here. He has absolutely nothing on this flop, and what is Matt going to do now? Well, the turn is a 9. Well, Matt's going to bet again. He bets 70. Bet 70 into about a $100 pot. Oh, Trevor's just not going to get involved. Maybe Trevor wondered if Matt was going to follow through there on the turn. Then again, we always talk about it. Maybe you can relate Matt to like a Kenny Wynn type in our big game. Matt is really tight, solid, and sometimes if you're so tight that you bet out, you don't get any action. Sometimes you might need to check raise just to get some money in the pot. I myself might not check raise with a hand as weak as King Queen in that spot. I'm not really all that familiar with Matt's game if he leads out with a lot of strong draws and such. But I know Kenny Wynn and Dr. Beebe often will check raise because they feel if they bet out, they'll never get called by anything that doesn't beat them. So. Going to get a new setup there.
Shoes called a Queen Jack on time. Yeah.
Button moves over here to seat 8. Email here by Bernie McIntyre saying, Bart, I like your min-raise play.
25. $45
raise here. or $45 bet here by Alan. It's the continuation bet. He takes it down. Email here by Flip Galger, saying, Bart, a couple of months ago, there was a hand between Gore and a guy you said played a lot of Mexican poker. Gore flopped trips on a board similar to 7-5-5. The Mexican poker guy had king 7. And you suggested after Gore raised the flop that he go all in on the turn. And Dave said to bet half of the pot against the Mexican poker guy's chips and half on the river, just like you suggested when the guy flopped top 2 with 10-9. Why the change of opinion? Well, you know, it's funny. You know, sometimes I said, you know, there isn't a need to think about a way to play a hand against a calling station. But in retrospect, I definitely do remember that hand. It's a good thing to point out, Flip. I don't want to scare a guy away with ace-10, though. And I think that Tyler played that a little bit too fast. If he had bet a little bit less, you know, you get a call, and then Irwin's going to get really, really feel pot committed on the river to make the call. But that is a great point to pick up, and I definitely remember that hand. Little bet there by Matt with queen high, and he takes it down.
3-1.
Got maybe about 40, 45 minutes left in the show. This is one for the archives. I got to tell you, one of the most interesting 3 to 5 games we've had in a long time.
It used to be $1.99 for the Grand Slam.
Yeah, it's screwed
Still
up.
tastes good.
25.
That's the same taste.
Back. Forgot they can raise it here.
We got a $25 raise here.
He didn't even do the race. He just did
By seat number 5, Trevor, with queen jack of diamonds. Irwin's going to call, 9-10. Jennifer's in there with ace king of diamonds. And Trevor calls with ace deuce of spades. Well, there's the king. Jennifer's got top pair here.
You know like that college shirt with John Belushi on it?
And Trevor's got middle pair with a gut shot to the 10. Irwin's got bottom pair, gut shot to the jack.
25. Thanks, brother.
Well, $25 kind of a weakish bet by Trevor. A call by Irwin. And Jennifer's going to raise it up. She's not fooling around. Did she make the raise there? It looked like she splashed the chip, splashed the pot a bit. Yeah, she's going to make it 125 here.
I thought that was 3.
I know you're calling.
Trevor here, he's going to get rid of it, and so does Irwin. Jennifer takes it down. Jennifer's pretty much pot committed at that point.
I don't know. Like, normally it's a 10 bet, but when she's drunk, she overvalues players.
Again, a couple of exciting announcements about Wednesday's show. Liz Liu, the diva, the beautiful, beautiful Asian Liz Liu will be playing, and will actually be guest commentating. Look, I'm so happy I can't even talk about it. Guest commentating with me for the entire 3 hours of our whale game. We also will be starting our pay-per-view subscription on Wednesday. The first half an hour of the show will be free. After about a half an hour, you need to be an archive subscriber to watch the remaining part of the show. You can do that by clicking on the on-demand banner, upper left-hand corner of the screen. $14.95 a month gets you access to everything we've ever done, and it allows you to see the show within its entirety. We will also be doing the drawing on Wednesday for a guest commentator promotion. Talk a little bit more about that in a second. Irwin raised it with ace-queen, and Dwen called with ace-king. Look at this 3-flush board with an ace out there. Nobody has a club. It goes check, check. The turn is an 8. $25 bet here by Dwen. Irwin calls. The river is a 6. Maybe a little value bet here by seat 4. Well, she checks. Wow, look at this. Dwen is going to check raise him. Check raise him with 1 pair on the river. She checked. He bet 25, and she check raised him. She has check raised the river on a 3-flush board with 1 pair with ace-king. And I got to tell you, I guess it would seem to be a genius move if she gets a call. I don't know what hand she would ever get called by here that she doesn't lose to, but she gets a call by ace-queen. Remember, she doesn't beat ace-jack. She beats ace-queen. She beats ace-10, but it went check-check on the flop. If you think the guy's bluffing, wouldn't you just call there on the river? Very, very peculiar. So anyways, that drawing for our guest commentator promotion, it's open to any archive subscriber. If you win the drawing, you win a $500 buy-in into this game. Plus, you get to come into the booth and guest commentate with me. Plus, you get a 6-month subscription extension in the archives. Again, we will be doing that random drawing July 12th in here with Liz Liu.
Oh, I thought that was just like, oh, I didn't know it was there.
Button moves over here to seat 3. We're limped around 3 ways. Oh, Jet in there with a king deuce from mid to early position. And Irwin's flop trip 6s and he doesn't bet. Turns an ace. And he checks it again. And the river, now he fills up. And again, now he's going to get Trevor to throw a bluff bet out at it, but I don't understand why you wouldn't try to build a pot up with someone with a jack. Although he is on the short stack. He's moved all in. And again, when you're on the short stack, it is sometimes correct to play these hands a little bit tricky.
Sure. No saving folders.
I mean, Trevor has absolutely nothing here but king-queen. And he does not call with what is the nut no pair.
On the way back. Got a pot.
The problem is I get when the little one, the people.
Little discussion, I don't know who brought this up, but we are not charging the players to play on Live at the Pike. Yeah, I think they started it on the thread earlier. That is not going to happen. So, I don't know who brought that up, but Barry Woods putting in his 2 cents there. The button moves over here to C5. Yeah, I don't think that... They don't charge the guys on High Stakes Poker on GSN. They pay them to play. No, we have no plans to charge the players to play on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Button moves here to seat 5.
5 players.
We're going to see a $20 bet here by Allen on a king 6 deuce with a couple spade flop. He's got bottom pair. And Owen's got middle pair. And Owen's going to be stubborn with it. We haven't heard from him in a while. He makes the call. He's got the best hand. He's way out in front. Well, the turn's a king. He checks. And Allen is going to continue to bet. And Owen is out of there. You know, again, you wonder... Some people that are new to No Limit there, Owen, I mean, was he just trying to hit 2 pair of trips on the turn? Because sometimes when you're in there with queen 6 and now the turn card pairs top pair, it might get you to stick in there even more because there's less of a chance that Allen has a king. Pocket aces here for Owen. Wow, an ace-king for Jennifer. And Jennifer has just limped in. Is she planning to pull the limp re-raise? And Owen didn't raise. Owen didn't raise out of the blind. 9-7-10 with a couple of diamonds. And what a hand here for Irwin. Irwin's got a pair and a flush draw with a straight draw. He's got Jack 7 of diamonds. He's favored. And look at this. Irwin bet, and Owen has check raised with aces. A quick call here by Irwin. And as you can see, Irwin is a pretty big favorite against an overpair here. He's 60-40 with a giant draw. And if you were playing in a deep game, Aces has played this hand kind of suicidal. Irwin is a big favorite here. 60-40 with 2 cards to come. And there's the diamond, and it's it. I mean, what a gigantic flop for Jack 7 of diamonds.
And I lose. The first time he dealt me a hand.
And again, you know, I know Owen doesn't necessarily play in the bigger stack games, but this is where you can make some money against some inexperience in this game. Because if Owen, you know, has a big night and he's up to 1,500, and you've got a really good no-limit player who's deep, who has him covered in this game, and Owen is going to play a hand like that with aces in the small blind. He's going to check it. It's going to be a $20 pot pre-flop. And now, okay, I flop a set on the button, and I bet. And he check raises me to 200 with aces. Now I can almost either re-raise him or smooth call and pop him on the turn, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he might lose his whole stack with one pair. And again, that's when this game really becomes profitable. New dealer coming in the box. Brian is out of there.
Oh, just the three of us? Yes. Oh.
And they're going to chop this one out. Email here from Mauricio Fernandez. Bart, I hope you get a little something something from Ms. Lou on Wednesday. Don't we all? There's room for Tracy in here too, right? We got 2 chairs. Tuckman's gone. Or we can pull a 3rd chair and I'll be in between. Button moves over here to seat 8 to Eric.
25.
Got a $25 raise here by seat 5.
Yeah, that was my mistake. That's where you need to yell at me. I should have raised more and made her pay for that.
Is that a suited connector there? It's like maybe 9, 10 of hearts. He takes it down. Button moves over here to seat 9 to Jennifer. Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated. Follow a live thread. Start on the internet by going to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums. Televised poker. Official Live at the Bike thread for July 10. Well, now we get a raise here by Trevor again, and he's got aces this time. Eric is smooth called with jacks. Jennifer's in there with jack 10. Irwin's in there with queen 7 of diamonds. Suited connector over there for Matt. 5-way action. $125 pot, and look at this, a set of aces, top set, and Irwin's got the nut flush. Ace, 8, king, Irwin's flopped the nut, queen, high flush. Trevor's got top pair. I don't think Irwin's going to screw around. Let's see if he puts a little bit of a mini raise in here, or is he just going to call? $55 bet, just a call by Irwin. And again, is he going to allow a set of aces to get away from this if a 4th diamond comes up on the turn? If he puts a min raise in there, all the money goes in. Well, the turn's a nice brick. Money's going all in now. $100 bet and all in. Quick call here by Trevor. And unless the board pairs here, Irwin's going to double through.
Don't pair the board.
Yep. Flop the nuts. This is going to be about a $500 to $600 pot here.
I haven't yet. 3.
And here we go to the river. Oh, and the river's an 8. And Irwin goes bust again. Trevor's going to double through there with aces full. And maybe Irwin's had enough. Wow. And again, you know, I always bring it back to just some of the fundamentals. And usually I'm thinking more in deep stack poker. About, well, it looks like Irwin's is he just going to do a seat change, or is he out of here? He's out of here. Again, Irwin is a little bit short. I just think it would be an absolute disaster if Irwin just called the flop, a diamond came out in the turn, and it went check, check, and the river came out a blank, and he was only bet a little bit on the river, and he didn't get all of the 3 aces money. And however that happened, you know, if the guy bet the flop and you just called, and the turn's a diamond, and 3 aces checks, and you bet and he calls, and now the river doesn't fill him up, he only has a bluff catcher, right? I mean, the deuce of diamonds beats him.
All right, got it. We got 2 seats open.
4-way action here, limped around. Jack 5, Jack here with a couple of diamonds. Looks like it's missed everybody. Two seats open here. Button's going to move over to Allen. Got about a half an hour left. Looks like Dwayne there in seat 4 is going to leave. And you wonder if a lot of that stack could have been in Jennifer's stack if that hand with the set of jacks over set of 10s played out differently about an hour ago. She's leaving with almost $2,000 there in seat 4. Allen's going to pop this one up for a raise.
I called him and told him we were playing.
2 players.
No, I left him a message.
And the flop comes up 5-5-8 here. Seat 5 is in the hands. Allen makes the continuation bet. And he takes it down.
At least that's what I can recall, and I'm not really.
I mean, he was sitting there flying
So again, we get into this unique situation in a live cash game where all of a sudden, well, we're playing seven-handed. It's really not that rare, especially when people make the adjustment when they come and play internet poker and they come online and come and play live poker. It really is not that uncommon to be playing 6 or 7-handed. You're rarely playing 9-handed at a 9-handed game. There always seems to be a lot of people walking, especially in those damn split pot games. Matt's going to raise it up here with King Jack. Looks like he's going to take it down there. Without a flop, he does.
And it's comparable to the aces with the ace of spades.
A couple of nice hands maybe for the video blog tonight. I mean, it could be the Jennifer Bankston video blog. Maybe I can get her in here, actually, to do it with me. See what she's thinking about. Really grill her. Give it to her. Button moves to seat 5.
Yeah, and what do I do if she freaking... Well, she's not going to come over the top of that hand, but if she comes over the top, then... Huh? Yeah, she's folding if I call.
Jack 10-10 here on the flop.
Yeah.
Eric's going to lead out here with King Jack. He's going to bet 15. He's going to take it down. Oh, wait a minute. We get a call here by Owen. Owen is open-ended, and he hits the straight here on the turn. The turn is an 8. And it looks like he's going to lead out here. He's got the queen 9. He's going to bet 100. And I don't think Eric is going to continue on here. You know, this is why I like the bet out here with Owen if he calls and he makes the straight, because I think that Eric would definitely at least call here if he had trip 10s. Obviously, he's not going to get involved here with Jack.
By the people downstairs.
Everybody always thinks that, you know, somebody's going to check raise with a made hand they would never bet out.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes when you check raise with a made hand, you let the opponent off the hook. But if you actually bet, they never give you credit for it. It's like we get a new player coming into seat 6. That is Mo.
I know, because if I would have thought about that for a little
Mo, not the host of the game, but a new Mo. New improved
I
Mo.
thought I had the best.
There he is. He might be new to the Live of the Bike. I've never seen him in here before.
Yeah, but I thought I had him beat. I was just like, if I don't, I'm not invested enough to play this. I didn't want to play the 5.
Four-way action here, limped around.
I'm not always expecting
10-7-7 here on the flop. Well, Owen's got trip 7s. He coyly checks it. Well, actually, Owen is going to bet it there. Bets it on the button.
like, it was closer to like
And he's probably going to take it down there. He does.
50.
You're talking about the set over set?
Totally different. No, you don't have to shut up. It's totally different.
Button moves over here to seat 8.
Yeah, she's not in. I call.
You can look at them, but just put them back when you're done.
Just leave it there.
Here, just do what you guys are doing.
5-5, no limit. We'll have this game on tomorrow as well. Well, the new player in seat 6 has got Ace Jack of Hearts. And seat 5 is going to bring this one in for a raise with Ace King. So Mo is dominated here. Matt's probably going to come in with a little 9-10 suited. He does. Obviously, I like a 9-10 better than an Ace Jack, as you can see why. Flop misses everybody. 3-4-5. See if Trevor makes that continuation bet. Wow, he bets 25, and Mo calls with the Ace Jack. Well, let's see if he's going to try to set up something. The turn's at 10. Check. And Mo checks right behind him. And the river's a queen. And now Trevor's going to bet 50. Not really know what if Mo was just calling for the gut shot there to the deuce for the wheel. Pretty unvaluable straight card. someone with a 6 would have a higher straight.
I wouldn't have put her on ace king. If she got a straight, I would have put.
Interesting question here from Matthew Manthing. And, you know, we've asked this question before, but it really puts it into simple terms. He says, where do you feel the real profit comes from in No Limit? The big pair or the random pair that hits into a set? And, you know, as we talk about it more and more, we watch No Limit Hold'em, the more and more we see the good players play small pots with small hands, which is one pair, and play big pots with big hands, which is with a set, a flush, and a straight. I gotta go so far and say, Matthew, that, you know, I think you can sit there and play profitable No Limit sometimes, waiting for a big hand and maximizing your value on that big hand. Whether it's a set, a flush, a straight, a flop 2 pair, building yourself a nice enough pot, knowing exactly where you are in the hand. It's a really good question. Now, we had a raise here by Jennifer. And Mo is called with the dominated ace, although he has outflopped her. Jennifer's going to come out and bet, but I don't think you can continue on here with ace 4. Mo does not call. She makes a $60 continuation bet. You know, a lot of times you talk about people, you know, limping in with queens, kings, sometimes even aces. You know, not raising, but, you know, a lot of times you have to finagle those hands, even if you have an overpair with pot control. You don't want to get too mixed up in a big hand with one pair. But that's why I like those middle suited connected cards in a deep game. Because if you can hit your hand and maximize your value, those are the hands that you really win big.
Go ahead. I got my popcorn. 3 players. Go ahead.
Three-way action here. Queen, Jack, 6. And it went, checked around on the flop, turns a 6, checked around on the turn. River's a 6. Well, Tyler never made a stab at it there with the king of diamonds, but I think he's going to win it with king high anyways. Nope, we got an ace high in there for Trevor. Ace 10.
There's no way that she can overcall.
Well, I didn't say anything
But she's not
on the
behind
river.
me. There's no way.
Again, David is going to be in Vegas for the beginning part of this week.
It's like I'm just stuck in the freaking middle.
No, you're in a tough spot.
I'm in a tough spot.
I don't know if she would have. No, I'd have to say I was full house. She said she would have told me.
Yeah, I'm just
Bud moves over here to seat 2.
She said that. I just don't know if she
This guy was way betting so wildly.
If I call and I don't read her, she's not necessarily going to grab the flush. She knows that 50-50 he's full of shit, and now she's getting even better on it.
Limped around her. King, king 5 on the flop. Turn is a 7. Checked around. River's an 8. And it looks like Trevor's going to win this one again with no pair, ace high. And he does. Ace 4 is going to take it down. So we're going to see another chip count here, and this is going to include what Erwin lost and what Dwan won. So about 7,600 on the table, even though now it's more like 6,000. Let's take a look at the differences. So Dwan, the big winner of the night, up almost 1,500. Erwin, it was down over 2,000. 24, I'm getting word. So Erwin was down 2,400. Dwan up about 1,500. Tyler's down 700 for the night. Now, Jennifer raised up here with this hand with Queen 10 of hearts. And we get a re-raise out of the blind by Mo with pocket kings. And Jennifer's going to fold. Oh, Owen's got ace-king here. Just a limp. It looks. Well, he's actually in the big blind. Oh, and Owens flopped top 2. Now remember, this pot is limped around. He's going to bet out 20. And Jennifer's got the nut club draw here. Ace, king, 7. She's got queen, 9 of clubs. She's got nut clubs. She's going to call. And you wonder how involved. Now, again, we talk about flushes being obvious here. I mean, this might be an obvious scare card if a club comes from Owen. So Owen with the top 2 against nut club draw here for Jennifer. And the turn brings a club, and Jennifer's got the nuts right now. He checks. She bets. She bets 35, kind of a weakish bet. And he makes the call. And he checks blind here. Again, I don't understand that. The river's a deuce.
I'm all in.
And now she moves all in for value. She's going to push it all in, and he calls. Wow. She pushes all in there.
310.
And I'm getting word on the table that Owen told Jennifer that he would call whatever she bets. That is what he said. So she said, I'm all in. And he called. And she takes it down there with the nut clubs. Again, I got to throw it out there for Owen. The same thing I threw out there for Jennifer. If you're sitting in there with ace-king, and the board is ace-king, 7-3, and there's 3 clubs, and you think Jennifer has a flush, why on earth would you check why would you check blind on the river? I mean, wouldn't you want to fill up on the river and maximize your value and hope that she doesn't check behind you? Remember, if you check blind, that actually takes away somebody that might value bet a lot on the river if a scare card comes for them, because you've already checked blind before the river card has even come out. I'll check behind the guy that's checked blind sometimes because you don't know what the hell the guy had. You don't know what he checked blind with, as opposed to checking when he saw the river card come out. Great value bet there by Jennifer. I think I would have made the same bet, especially if the guy says, I'll call whatever you bet. And that's a pretty nice tell there.
Yeah, I called. No. He just raised, and I called him out of spite.
Got a little bet here by Tyler with king jack.
4, 6, 7. He had top set. We both had. It was $100 buy-in.
Now, you wonder if Owen's tilting a little bit. He's going to call here with ace-9. He doesn't really have any draw but 1 overcard. Turns a 5. It's a 3rd spade. Well, he's picked up the nut spades now. And Tyler bets. Boy, if Owen were to maybe check raise there, he would take it away. I would have loved a raise at some point there. But he check calls. He needs to pick up a spade or an ace. Neither card he's probably going to get paid off. And he makes the backdoor nut flush. And he's going to bet. And obviously it's an easy fold for Tyler. Just like if he maybe would have bet on an ace. I don't think he would have bet an ace, but he makes a backdoor nut spades there. And he takes it down.
Apparently, since I have to buy this subscription now, because I'm going back to starting Wednesday.
Limped around here 4 ways. Ace 6-3 here on the flop. A weak ace here by Eric. He's going to lead out a little bit. He gets a call here by Mo, who's got middle pair that turns a deuce. Eric's going to throw another bet out here. And Mo folds.
Should I keep this multi-hour feed on then? You just stream when you load it up tonight? I mean, stream it now, but I mean.
It'll replay the show every 3 hours. Until 5 p.m. tomorrow. It'll replay this show.
And where do you, obviously you go to?
Live at thebike.com. Or thebike.com, as I would go to and feed myself.
You have to register, put your email
Or
address.
you can go on the MySpace page.
$25.
You get to it through the
$25 raise here by seed 5. And Eric's got pocket aces here on the button.
I think it was mine too until I deleted my MySpace.
75. $75 raise.
You never update your thing
I don't either, but
You never updated your MySpace anyway. Like, you still got blogs on there.
Wow, that is
Like a year and a half.
I don't think my
very, very questionable call here, out of position to the re-raise. Trevor has called out of position with the king-jack offsuit to the re-raise. He's flopped as good a hand as you want with king-jack, I guess. Queen 7-10. He's open-ended. Eric's going to bet 100. He's got to know there's no fold equity to a check raise, though. I mean, Eric certainly has aces, kings, or queens here. And a quick call. Now, Eric's got the ace of hearts as well. It's a $400 pot. The turn is a third heart. It's a jack. And now, if you're Eric, what do you think this guy has? And he takes the card. And the river now is an 8, and anybody with a 9 would have a straight. And it's just going to get checked down there. You know, I don't really mind the check there on the turn by Eric. You look at it and you're like, what can I beat right now with one pair with a Broadway board out there? I mean, what did the guy call my raise and re-raise with? Pocket kings? I mean, could you bet a little bit for value with aces, thinking a guy with kings with the king of hearts might call you? Just, it's a very peculiar turn card there, even though it gives you the nut flush draw.
Because we like to exaggerate, that's why.
Got about 15 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, you're in the tournament. I had jackpot in the tournament. Yeah, I got quad 7s against quad kings.
15.
15. That was the end of my tournament.
Owen's going to pop it up here to 15 with ace-queen. Eric's going to make a little call here at pocket 8s. Matt's in there. Look at Trevor, man. What is he drinking, cognac over there? Man. 7-way action. $105 pot. Or Tyler, excuse me, not Trevor.
I've had quads in high-low. I had not as...
Jack 9-4 with a couple of diamonds. Boy, this flop has missed everyone. Nobody has. This is the best hand. Best hand is Mo with Eric with pocket 8s. Turns a 7. And now Tyler turns 2 pair. And he's going to come out and he's going to bet, looks like 60. He had 4-7 of hearts. He had bottom pair. He turns 2 pair. Obviously not a great hand here. But that's going to get it done, it looks like.
I had 2 of them.
And it does.
good laydown by both of us.
You got 10s?
No, just 1 10.
I don't know. Maybe I should have bet the flop. 6 players, 2 overcards, you bet.
Yeah, what was the flop? Queen.
Jack 9 small. Huh?
Have a small pot.
I gotta figure somebody's got it.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll lay it down for you. 25. 25 again. I just set that for chip deal. I'm going to see a 2-4-6 flop.
6-way action here. We had a raise. It looked like by seat number 5. And I believe he raised it to 25. So it's about $150 pot. 993 with a couple of diamonds.
60.
And Tyler is going to come out and lead with a 9. And again, this is when I questioned Jen's play with the ace-jack about an hour ago. Tyler is definitely the type of guy that's going to lead out with trips. He leads out here with the 9. It doesn't look like he's going to get called by anybody. Matt's got 6-3. I can't even imagine he's going to get involved here. Gets away from it. Allen is out of there. Tyler takes it down. I mean, I got to tell you, I've been a little bit critical of the way Jennifer's played. She got herself into some tough spots. I know she's going to come back and watch this. The worst thing that she did, I think her biggest mistake the entire night, and I think she's a pretty good player, was the raise with ace-jack in a limped pot when Tyler let out and Trevor in seat 5 called. And she actually had the best hand. And it was the worst play that she made, and she got sucked out on the river. Just goes to show you that cards aren't absolute. I can see them. But, just in that situation with that person betting and a call in between, I can't imagine how you can raise there and build yourself a bigger pot with ace-jack. Now, some people say, well, Bart, you always talk about raising to control pot size with a weaker hand. Yes, but, she continued to fire. She did take a free showdown at the river. With an ace with a paired board, though, I don't know if I get involved. 8-4-3 here with a couple of clubs. Trevor's going to lead out here with king 8. He's going to bet 25. Matt is probably going to get it down. Looks like we have a new player here in seat 4. John. Looks like a John.
Beat rabbits every time anyway. I'm just giving it away. He does it every single time.
Button moves here to seat 3.
Stop giving me that hand.
First time player getting word John is.
No? Grobes with a V, not a B. I told you had to spell it correctly in your phone. How do you know what that is?
4-way action here. A little bit of a raise by Owen. Looks like with pocket 10s, he made it 15 to go. Well, he's got the overpair.
25.
4 deuce 3 with a couple hearts.
Oh,
He's going to bet 25.
Ken and James. Oh, Ken. I'm going to so win my bet with Mike. Because I had Phil help me.
And he's cashed like 3 times, right? Didn't he?
And I have Williams.
Williams won the first time.
And Owen takes it down there.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. We picked 25 players each, and whoever does the best. I got Helmuth.
Was that Mike's idea or what?
It was Mike's idea. I got
Good look at Owen.
It has been absolute.
Somebody remind me, I have to change the screensaver before Liz Lou comes in.
You got the whole family.
If anybody,
Huh?
if anybody knows what I'm talking about that's been in this booth.
Oh, I've got the family of Rise. And I've got Helmuth.
But moves over here to seat 4.
I made a bet with my friends. We both picked 25 players.
Oh, it's kind of this lady on a beach.
We win a certain amount of money from each other.
Limped around here 7 or 8 ways. 3, 4, 5 here. Well, top set over here for Jennifer. She's got a set of 5s. She's going to bet 15. Now, Matt has got the open-ended straight chart of the nuts. If he hits the 7, he has got the nut straight. And seat number... Wow, seat 4 is going to raise with ace-4. He's got ace-4 offsuit. He raises on the button. And is Jennifer going to come back over the top here? Well, she just calls. It's very heavy board out there, and Allen is called with king 6. So we got 5s, ace-4, king 6, and 6-8 of hearts. Oh, the turn is a deuce, and look at Matt's hand. Matt has got the straight. He's rolling on hearts, and he has the draw to the higher straight. What a huge hand for Matt. He bet 75. I got to tell you, if I was Matt, I would have pushed harder there. Now Allen calls, and if the other guy calls over there in between, does Jennifer have odds to fill up now? You got a bet and a call. Matt he's got a huge hand here. The only people that can win this hand are Jennifer or Matt, obviously. $75 bet and a call. The pot is $375 for her to call. I think that she can call here, and she does call. So here we go. It's about a $375 pot. Allen would get really screwed if he sees a 7 or a heart here. And the river's a 7. It's really time for Matt to make a big bet here. He needs to bet probably 300 or 400. Oh, wow. He's going to bet 150. I can't believe how is he leaving money on the table against Allen? Allen's got another, how much does Allen have left there? He's got another 100 left? Wow, I just can't believe, unless he was going easy on Allen there, I cannot believe that he didn't bet Allen all in. Yeah, I think we're getting word that Allen is actually Matt's landlord. So that might have something to do with it. Yeah. And Jennifer's landlord too, right? I got to tell you, though, if you're in there with 6-8 and you hit that magical 7 on the river, I can't believe that he left some money on the table there. Again, unless it was, for other reasons. But moves here to seed 5.
7 was not good for you.
No. That was ugly. I would have checked.
And the board just got worse and worse for Jennifer.
Yeah, that's my fault. Totally my fault.
Top 10 on the flop. I saw a 5. I didn't see both cards.
Yeah.
Queen 9 of clubs here against 6-7. Trevor's got a queen, bets, and he takes it down. It's another reason why, though. Again, I'm not going to go crazy on that there if he's, going a little easy on Allen. Another reason why you would make a huge overbet there with 6-8 on the river. Because if you're Allen, you think that Matt was probably calling in between with hearts. Or maybe he was trying to make a move with hearts. And he's got the nut straight at that point. So, I mean, Allen is partially right in the fact that Matt has hearts, but he's got a higher straight.
Or 6, I'm sorry.
Well, we have a raise here by Jennifer with pocket kings, a call by seat 3 with pocket threes, and John has re-raised, and both of them have the same hand. And with this chip stack, it's probably an easy re-push here for Jennifer.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
I mean, John only has about 125 left. There she is. She pushes all in. And this one's going to get chopped up unless one of the two of them, John or Jennifer, make some sort of sick flush. A hand that I lost to 3 months ago for about a $3,000 pot.
How about that? Is that a good motion?
Kings against kings. And I lost with the flush. Well, give the guy credit. He hasn't called yet.
It's call and get lucky.
He hasn't called yet. But I got to tell you, I mean, the pot is like 600. He's got 200 left. He makes the call.
Left pair's going to hit.
Kings against kings.
Well, you can hit a spade or a diamond.
Mine has been hit. What's your hit? What's your hit? Mine was 2 sevens.
Listen, my heart's on
My
that
hit was
board.
2 sevens.
That's nice, Eric.
Oh, there's heart.
Ace, jack on the flop.
You said your hit.
That's it. Chop it up. Oh, 7. Nope.
Nice answer.
There's a queen.
Queen Jack. No, sorry. I missed my hit.
Chop it up. Having fun here at Live the Bike, and we'll be back same time tomorrow.
That was a really
More of this game. What a great game it's been tonight.
Was this the last hand?
And I'm getting word that this is going to be the last hand of the night.
See, that would have been monster.
Oh, we're going to do one more chip count. Then we're going to do the last hand.
I thought the other one was done.
There it is, $6,100 on the table. Matt, way up in the lead with $1,700. Let's take a look at the differences. Matt, $1,300 winner. Now remember, Dwan had left a $1,900 winner. Jennifer's just about even. Up and down. And now she's up 100. Look at that. Just like that. Last hand of the night.
Yeah, I
Six-way action here, limped around. Ace, king, deuce here on the flop. Looks like seat 8's got an ace jack offsuit. Eric's going to lead out here. He's going to bet 25. Ace, king, deuce on the flop. That's going to get it done, I'm sure. Wait a minute. C5 hasn't done anything. There you go. And that's going to do it. That is going to do it for us tonight. I just went automatically to take my glasses off and then realized I didn't have them on tonight. So my eyes are a little bit tired, but I didn't screw up that much up. And again, what a Wednesday we're going to have with 2040 No Limit. Liz Liu, the drawing for the guest commentator promotion. It's going to be great. Tune in tomorrow for another 3 to 5 game with 5-5 blinds. Good night, everybody. I'm Bart Hansen. Good night. Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.